We do?
We have 4 lights.
Oh
One
my
was mine.
God.
Lynette's already on.
Dude,
Syntax is
I
here.
just got so scared.
Why?
Hey, under my desk, on my leg, something just went like this. I thought it was something like, I thought it was like my wife tapping me or something, you know?
No, it's a demon.
Wow. Hey, I look down and my dog's chin, he's scratching himself, but he's hitting his head into my own
Oh.
leg. I didn't realize he was right here, you know? It
Yeah,
felt
it's
like
scary when
it
you
felt
own
like
them.
somebody was tapping me. Oh, dude, the scariest moment like that, I used to be on surf team back when we lived in Orange County. So I had to
You were on surf team?
yeah.
I can't
And
picture that.
I slept in my car most of the time. Let me put it this way. My brother was on surf team and he was my ride. So I had to be on
Surf, like surf or serve? Like you're a church serve team or a surf team on the beach. I don't know what you're saying.
You think we grew up in Orange County and during high school we were on serve team in the
Bro,
morning?
you're Romanian. You could have been doing anything.
So
Actually, the Romanians didn't have serve teams.
so we were on surf
Okay.
team, you know, and we had to be in the water at I think it was 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. We had to be in the water at 6 a.m. Like every day.
Mhm.
And then after that, we'd go to school. I think it started at 8. Okay. Bro.
That sucks.
And my teacher, my brother was my ride. So I had to go with him. And my brother, he bodyboarded. He was like really good. Okay. And I told my teacher, hey, I don't do this, but my brother's my ride. So I need to come with him. And he's like, go in the water once a week and I'll give you a C. You know?
Nice.
So I'm like,
Just get in
okay.
the water.
And then I would just sleep in the car the rest of the time, you know? Dude, but one time, and I hated it.
That's why I can't picture it. See?
I hated it because I had to put a wetsuit on. The water's like 50 degrees. It's freaking 6 o'clock in the morning. It's
Oh,
dark.
that's terrible, dude.
It's dark. Like
Yeah, I
you
would
look
never
out
do
and
that.
it's black still. And we would
Mm.
see the sunrise come up every morning, which is cool, you know?
That
But
is nice.
hey, I'm walking out like freezing into because I knew how to bodyboard. I just didn't want to do it because I was lazy. And dude, one time as it's dark and I'm like going out towards the waves, you know, bro, I feel something hit my foot. Like it bumps my foot and keeps going. And I get on my board and just catch like any little wave I could to get into shore. I took my wetsuit off and I never went back in. I got to see.
You know, that reminds me because when we lived there and we'd hang out at the beach, you were never in the water.
No, I mean I would go in the water, just not for.
When I lived there, we never in the water together. Never.
Well, it's probably because we were just like playing volleyball or something.
I know. Yeah, you'd come by afterwards.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly.
Look, we got friends already. Check it out. Syntax, Lynette,
Friends?
Jeremiah. We have friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh,
Ben looks happy to be helping in his first baptism. Dennis looks like he's going to throw Holy Ghost fire on him. Yes. Yes.
Well, Dennis does speak in tongues, so there is that.
Hey, we never talked about that.
Hey.
We could talk about that.
We could talk about that.
Tonight is a night where we are totally unscripted, unprepared.
Dude,
are we ever prepared?
That's every night. We pretend.
Hey, I'm trying to make it sound like we sometimes. Well, we do try a little bit.
No. If anything, we're honest. We're brutally honest here on Venice.
That's true.
Yeah, man. So
you and Lynette share the same phobia of demons in the water.
Demons in the water. No, I guarantee you it was just a big fish. Like it was a thud.
I guarantee it was nothing.
It wasn't just like a little, huh?
It was nothing.
Oh, you think nothing hit my foot?
Yeah, it was your imagination. No, it could have been a stingray. There's a lot of stingrays there.
There's also a lot of fish there. People fish off the pier.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And in Huntington, bro, we used to paddle out right in front of Dennis Rodman's house on PCH. Okay. And in Huntington, right there, just a mile away, they dump all the sewage.
Dude, I heard
off of the processing plant,
insane.
which is right there off PCH, that huge refinery. Okay. They dump all the sewage 2 miles out at sea. And then every once in a while, the tide turns and it pushes the sewage back in.
Oh.
And like they'll put signs out that say don't go in the water, contaminated. But we're talking about like Orange County beaches.
Yeah, that's insane.
$10-20 million houses on the water, and it's like full of crap. It's insane. I don't know how they got approval to do that. It would smell bad. When they did that, it would smell bad.
Dude,
And
that's
then on
so
top of
gnarly.
that, you'd get my brother who would like contaminate the water all the time personally with logs, straight logs.
Dude.
He wouldn't get out of the water.
Oh yeah. So it's I have a story. I hope she doesn't hear this. My daughter, we we were leaving the house and we're going to the beach. I'm like, hey, listen, go to the bathroom. You know, like you're gonna have to go when you get there. No, 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 I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm like, go to the bathroom. No, 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 I'm fine, I'm fine. Sure enough, we get to the beach and she's like, Dad, we get right in the water and she's like, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, well, you're screwed. We're not going home. Like, there's no bathrooms here and there's no porta potties. There's nothing. And she's like, okay, I'll just go. I'm like, that's my girl. And she just
Dang.
went. And about 20 minutes later, we were kind of at the shore, just hanging around, like playing and stuff in the shallow end over there. And then we just see the log, a log just like float right by.
The floater.
Yeah, it was so funny. I'm like, hey, that's one of that's yours.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, Dad, shut up.
Oh my gosh.
But she took it like a champ. She's not like a girly girl. I was actually quite proud of her.
That's funny.
I hope she never hears it. She'll be so mad at me.
Dude, she's gonna be so embarrassed because she's at that age where like, right, they're trying to pretend like they're cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
she's getting there. She's getting there.
So you just put her on blast that she doo-dooed in the water and got hit by a floater.
Yeah, I probably just ruined her like
You just ruined her entire teenage
summer.
years. No, she's done. Like this is it.
Really? Nah.
It's downhill from here. She's 13. From 13 to 18, she's screwed because of this story.
Good. That means that like she won't go with boys. She won't like like keeping her safe.
Or she's only
Dude,
gonna
you know
go
what
with the
she
ones
said?
that like doodle girls.
You know what she said to me the other day? Man, it's so cool. She goes, Dad, like I was struggling with something. I won't repeat that. And see, I'm learning. She said, I'm struggling with something. And I'm like, really sorry, hon, and we were talking a little bit about it. She goes, but you know what? You know what's helping me? I said, what? She goes, when I read my Bible. And I'm like,
Dang.
Awesome. And she's like, yeah, I take it to school. And so she reads her Bible at school.
Wow.
And yeah,
Christian
she's like,
school or not Christian?
Yeah, she does. She goes to Christian private
That's
Christian
cool.
school. And but yeah, she'll like go to during recess. She's like, sometimes it's boring, so I'll just read my Bible. And she has all the friends. Like she's really, really, really social. She's great.
What grade are you in when you're 13?
Well, she's 2 years behind. So she's a November baby and she repeated kindergarten. So she should be technically she should be in 8th, 7th because she's a year, she's a November baby, but she's in 6th. She's finishing up 6th.
So she's just big.
She's tall. She's tall because she's tall and thin. Her mama's 6'1". My baby mama. I call her my baby mama. 6'1", and but the birth father is like like 5'5" or something, 5'6".
Puppy's gonna unplug me here. Okay, go, puppy, go.
Yeah, so she's taller and stuff, but it's a good group of kids and they get along.
It's great.
It's all good. Yeah,
dude, that's great.
Healthy stuff.
7th grade. Where was I? 7th grade? No, I got expelled in 8th grade. Yeah, I was still good in 7th grade. It was all downhill after that. All downhill.
Dude, I was like a C student my whole life. And in 7th grade, we moved to Sacramento, California from Chicago. And I get straight A's in 7th grade.
In Sacramento?
Yeah. That's how bad the schools were. Or the school that I was going to at least was.
In Sacramento, they were bad.
Yeah. I thought Chicago was bad. It was Sacramento that was bad.
Bro, if you were a genius in Sacramento, that's where the freaking capital is for California.
Dude, that's how bad.
No wonder that place is so screwed up.
You're right. That's a
tards like you were straight A students. Bro, you should sign up. You should sign up to be like Gavin Newsom's right-hand guy. You'd probably qualify. You got the hair. Hey, Newsom's got the hair.
He does. He's got great hair.
Got the hair.
He's the best looking governor that we have for sure.
Probably.
I mean, who's a better looking governor? I mean, do we have a hot like chick governor? I can say this because I'm single, guys.
Yeah. I don't know because I don't think that way.
I don't even know like what our governors. I know what DeSantis looks like. He's not good looking.
Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, Gavin Newsom.
I mean, I guess we were supposed to talk about why people are becoming Christian, and instead we're talking about hot governors.
This is what happens if we don't have scripted or we don't have a guest. We do not have a guest tonight.
Today's a hang.
We're just hanging.
Dude, it's been a while.
It has been a while. We've been doing quite a ton of these live interviews.
We had a lot of freaking guests recently.
let's leave it up to the chat too. Maybe we can talk about if you guys have some ideas.
yeah.
But we
It's part of the
definitely want to
hang.
get into. I do want to talk Rogan a little bit because we have our
Yes.
thumbnail is a brilliant thumbnail. By the way, guys, I just have to give props to my buddy Ben here for his genius illustrative skills.
Thank you.
Very creative. When he asked me to do this podcast a couple years ago, and I think once you're like, hey, put it like a thumbnail together. And I think I did it, and he didn't even like.
And it was your thumbnail, like taped to a paper.
That would have been a good idea.
Hey, that said like the title of the video.
That would have been a good idea.
It just said hello.
That should have been our
YouTube.
first one. Dang it. That'll
I
be
would have
like
given you props for that. That would have been legit.
I'm not that creative. That would have been like banana on the wall for $1 billion. Did you see about the $18,000 invisible sculpture that sold in Italy?
Yes.
$18,000 invisible. And I can't believe it only got 18,000. I was kind of disappointed. Anyway, so Ben, back to Ben's thumbnails. He is a genius, and he asked me to do it, and he didn't even like say anything. He just did his own after that, and it was so much better. And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely your job for this. You're so good at it. He just gets better and better.
I'm like, hey, can you write me this paper? And then you send it to me, and I just write a whole other paper.
Hey, you don't use anything. Like sometimes
I don't
like
say anything.
Ben, like, hey, get some questions ready for the interview. I'm like, okay, so I'll send him like questions like a few hours before, and then he'll send me like questions back. Like not one of mine were on there.
Doesn't it inspire you though to?
No, it makes me laugh so hard when this happens because now, like,
I actually to know.
But you know what it's doing? It actually makes me try to work a little bit harder.
So it does inspire you.
It does inspire me a little bit. Yeah, it is inspiring me a little bit
because it kind of shows you like the caliber I'm looking for.
No, I don't care what you're looking for. I just no, I just like I'm like, are they really that bad? That's what I'm thinking about. Like, are my questions really that bad that like he has to totally disregard them? But now it's funny to me, so it's like I just have fun with myself.
It's like your own inside joke.
I need friends, guys. Have many friends out here. Oh man, Lynette. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is our prerogative to tell such stories about our kids. You're right. Thank you, Lynette.
What, to make fun of them?
Yeah, to make fun of our kids. Yeah, the graphic art. Okay, so one more comment on the graphic art. If you guys really saw some of the graphic art that he creates, sometimes he'll send like 2 or 3 in a text message, and he'll say, you know, which one. And some of them are like, dude, we cannot ever use this one, like ever. It's so like it's good, but it's too good, if you know what I mean. Like we will get banned.
It's so good, it's bad.
It's so good, it's bad. Right? And I'm just like, and I go back to it. I'm like, oh, I wish we were that
naughty.
That naughty. Well, we should probably do an Instagram just with like your side B thumbnails. Side B thumbnails. Yeah.
We are that naughty, but we just can't be that naughty. You know what I mean? But
that's true. That's true because I can't send some of our memes that we send each other to other people.
That kind of bothers me though.
I'm sorry it bothers you, but I just can't do it. I'm still a little weak in that department.
No, me too. No, I can't.
That you do it too? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I kind of wish I could just put them all out there.
There's only one other person that I can send the same memes that I send you. Only one other person. And he knows, if he's listening, he knows who that is. But that's it. You were that guy for a while, but this guy crept in and he can do that. Yeah. It's not Cam, that's for sure. Cam,
I want to put it all out there.
Yeah. I admire people who do that, right? Like I admire Kanye.
Oh,
that was like the best segue I've ever done.
That was, you're getting a lot better.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I want to encourage you and I want to provide an example for you to inspire you.
You are an example for me because you have gotten better.
You're screwed. I was joking. You're screwed.
Oh, Jeremiah invited a friend. They're going to get past your 10-minute wait time. Oh, they have to get past. New people have to get past. What?
No.
What?
I thought I deactivated that.
That would suck.
Guys, no.
If that's the case.
No. Is that true?
Jeremiah just said, I invited a friend. Thank you, by the way, Jeremiah.
I'm sorry. If that is the case, I need somebody to inspire me. to do better.
Show us how to do this. If there's
and
anybody
just and
listening,
just show me how to do this.
and anybody, whoever wants to serve the Lord by managing our
Hallelujah.
social media account for us.
Wow. I don't know if we should turn that over to anybody except for the FBI.
Well, you'll still do the thumbnails, that's for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
What if we
Yeah.
send it to what if it's a Jewish person that does it? Then we're good.
Dude, relax. You can't say the
Am
word.
I going too hard?
Yeah,
I
you
went
can't say the
from-
word Kanye and Jewish in the same sentence on
No,
YouTube. We're
it's
gonna
true,
get
not
banned.
anymore.
But
What do you use? Photoshop? Lynette wants to know.
no, Lynette, I use something called CapCut.
Oh, that's what you do your thumbnails on?
CUT, everything. I use it for everything.
He's a CapCut pro.
I do pay for it. It's like $10 a month or whatever, but it's
That's
worth
all
it.
it is?
It's worth it. It's totally worth it. It's so much easier to use than Photoshop.
I use Canva.
I don't know. I've never used it.
I love Canva, but it's just because I think I know it because I've used it for so many years now.
I'm kind of the same with CapCut, but there's so much stuff on there that I don't know. I just know how to use the bare minimum and I get by, you know? But bro, speaking of Kanye,
what do you think of that song? Genuinely, what do you think about the song? Like just,
the new song?
Yeah, the words aside, what do you think about the new song?
We can't play it here.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would. But
should we sing it?
Should we act it out?
Should we act it out? Sing it?
In an interpretive dance?
I think Lynette was saying that she's heard it last week and she was digging it.
Okay, the song is a banger. Like the music itself is fantastic. But the lyric, dude, if you just change the lyrics, like just the chorus or whatever that is, the hook, right?
The hook, yeah.
If you just change that, that song would be top of the charts, you know? But it's an interesting time, man. It's a very interesting time. I feel like the rulers that be in the Jewish community messed with like the wrong artist.
Yeah, I mean he's yeah, I mean I would agree with that. I'm surprised he's still alive.
Oh, me too. That's the only thing left. That's the only thing left. Because dude, and the thing is they censored it. Like the song, they censored it.
Yeah,
right?
You can't find it.
You can't find it. You can only find it on Twitter.
Is that where it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's how you heard it.
You can find it on Twitter.
I haven't heard it. I didn't listen to the whole song. I even asked Chat GPT and it wouldn't help me.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. But you can find it on Twitter. And dude, Russell Brand tweeted the whole thing out.
I do. I saw that. Yeah.
You saw that? Okay.
Yeah, kudos to him, man. That's good.
But the thing is, it's proving Kanye's point.
It is totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that
the fact that
everything's
he's
controlled
censored like that. Yeah.
That everything's controlled. That banks are controlled. Law is controlled. Music, movies, the social media platform, everything's controlled. And if you go against their narrative and talk about these people, then they're going to try to come for you in every way they possibly can.
Yeah.
And maybe in the end, even like take him out, bro, because what's next? Hey, if this is where he's at now, do you think he's going to stop? No way. Like, what is next? What the heck is this guy going to do? And he's got such a big audience, such a big platform. Like, even when he does crazy stuff like this, I mean, I think it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, nuts. Oh, but it's genius because it proves the freaking point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you have to be crazy enough to do it, right? Like you can't be like a normal person and do this kind of stuff. No. And you have to have a lot of money and you have to have a huge following. Like because there's a lot of people that do this stuff. They just get whatever, they get blocked. It's easy. It's gone, smoke. But he's too big to be canceled. Isn't that what Russell Brand said? And he's like, he's too big he's uncancelable. He's you know.
Go again. I mean? Go again.
No, uncancelable. No.
Go again.
Uncancelable.
Take it easy. Slow down.
Uncancelable. Uncancelable? Hey, I got it.
Not syllable.
Uncancelable.
That's the one. Dude, good job, bro.
Man, I'm proud of
myself. Were you born in America?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wasn't. Wild, bro. I should have went to school in Sacramento.
Chicago public schools, bro. And Sacramento, I guess.
Bro, I would have been in
Sacramento public
the
school.
GATE program in Sacramento. You remember GATE
I do remember GATE. I can't believe that
with all
you
the
brought
special
that up.
kids?
Yeah. I do remember that.
There was this one chick in 6th grade that was in GATE. She was a big girl. I'm not talking about fat. I'm talking about thick, dense. Dense,
You're like,
not
there's this
chubby.
one girl in GATE.
And I called her the Rhino. And I think I was a bully when I was younger, I think.
Well,
And
guys are all bullies to girls.
she threw me because I was small. And she picked me up. She picked me up.
Dang. I'd be really scared.
Back of my shirt and my
You can't
pants.
fight back.
And chucked me.
Did you try to fight back? You can't really fight
I
back.
couldn't. I'd get my butt kicked.
I slapped a girl
By
in
the
2nd
Rhino?
grade. I slapped a girl in 2nd grade. Her name was Tanya.
Why?
She was so annoying. Oh my gosh. She was so annoying. And I just slapped her. I never ever did that to anyone in my entire life.
That's
Man, I
how
was
it all began.
2nd grade, slapped this chick. And everyone was like happy that I slapped her. I think everyone was like,
Did she
I think
cry?
the teachers were happy. Oh yeah. I think the teachers were happy. Like I didn't even get in trouble. That was cool. And since then I can't ever like date a girl named Tanya.
Tanya. Wow.
Yeah. Like the name
I couldn't
just
date a
like
girl named Tanya because of Harding.
Tanya Harding.
Right?
Do you remember those stories? That was
I
was the
remember.
drama of the day. Now you got Yay with his
Tanya.
we can't even like say the we can't even say the can we say the words? I mean,
No.
I don't even know.
No,
I don't even
we're
want
gonna
to
get
say
in trouble.
Okay.
And I think we're like partially censored because of our Mark interview.
Ah, dang it! Really? That's
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're on it.
They are on it, and they're only going to get more on it too. Like it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
Well, here's what's interesting. I'm pretty sure, dude. It's very.
Someone just joined us. Welcome. This is the one that they waited 10 minutes to come in.
Did you really have to wait 10 minutes, young sir or madam? I'm not in the chat, so I don't know what you are.
Yeah, so they had to wait 10 minutes.
She?
They said, "Yeah, we're gonna state your pronouns, please."
Yeah. What are
welcome? No, we're not like that. Hey, wait, maybe that gets us uncancelable.
We should pretend like we're woke.
Yeah, we should have a woke, bro. We should have a woke session.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing. And then we'll just chat, and then we'll just like,
oh, we'll totally get promoted.
10 minutes of being a sub to chat. Yeah, 10 minutes of being a subscriber.
Oh, for the chat. Okay,
it's a madam. Thank you, Lynette. It's a madam.
Oh
no, it says what? Oh, madam for Lynette. It's a white male here. Okay. See, we're getting confused. We need our pronouns, guys.
Hey, this might be the woke episode. We're confused.
Beautiful.
Okay.
They have a lot of questions, everyone. All
okay.
Right.
Well, hey, if you guys got a question, put them in there. We may
or may not answer the question.
Let me think. What else happened to me when I was a child? I got kicked in the testicles when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. Hard.
Dude.
I was crying. I was on the floor, and there was a teacher. There was a teacher that like took me into his classroom and like looked at him to see if I was okay. And I don't know if that counts as like getting diddled. I want to say no because it's like medically intended. They had like good intentions, right? They're just like, oh, you're okay.
Man or woman?
Man.
Yeah, I don't know if we were talking about this.
He was a nice guy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
However,
I wouldn't say it's an ex. Yeah,
right?
No,
it doesn't.
I think you're good.
The chick's name was Amanda, and the reason she kicked me, I remember her face to this day. Dennis, I don't remember anything about my childhood. I'll never forget Amanda's face, bro. Dude. And she had this short little like blonde bob, and she was wearing these black jellies. Do you remember jellies?
They sound familiar, but I don't know. I don't recall.
The ladies will know exactly what I'm talking about. She was wearing these jellies, and we were playing wall ball,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm in line, and I kept running across the wall, like before they would hit it. You know what I mean? And I was on the front of the line, and she just like came straight up to me and bam, just full kick, just,
Dang.
And I fell on the ground, started crying like crazy.
And you're okay? Like nothing like ruptured, nothing broke? I mean, how do they not break if you're going to get like...
Dude, that young? I don't know. You're a little more flexible, a little more stretchy. So,
yeah. But how about even like as an adult? Like there's people that get kicked in the nuts, like, or,
That's what I'm saying. When you're older,
break? Do they break?
I don't know. The skin's maybe a little stiffer.
Oh, I do know what those jellies are now.
Cracks. That's
Yeah,
why you got
like
to
those
wear
plastic
lotion.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true, my friend.
What else? At that school, dude,
TMI.
at that school, there, oh my God, man, I can't believe I remember this. There was this kid. Should I say his name? I feel like it's been long enough. His name was Daniel Panzoni. I'll never forget this kid's name. Bro, this
Daniel
kid,
the Pansy.
Daniel Panzoni. Hey, he was always like wearing really nice clothes and stuff. We always thought he was rich.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if I should say this.
Maybe he's like super rich and he's going to bury us now.
Oh no, he's probably dead. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Hey,
Jeez.
out of nowhere, he just disappeared. Again, blonde with a bowl cut. Okay. What's up with these blonde kids? And dude, nice kid, but we always thought he was rich. One day he just stopped coming to school. And everybody was like, oh, what the heck? What happened to Dan? I think he was like a year or two older than me. He was in my brother's class, I think 2 years older than me. He just stopped coming to school. And then we found out in the newspaper, he'd always get picked up in like different cars at school. Okay, after school, he'd always get picked up in different cars. And we found out one day that he was getting trafficked.
Shut up.
Yeah, he was getting picked up by these different dudes and getting diddled.
No.
Yeah. And they were paying him. So I don't know if he was getting trafficked or if he was just doing this on his own.
How old was he?
Bro, I'm talking about, holy crap, I'm talking about 3rd grade, 4th. Well, okay, I was 2nd or 3rd grade. He must have been 4th, 5th grade. Yeah. I don't even know how old you are when you're at that age.
His parents had to know what's going on.
I don't know, bro. Think about it. You got 2 working class parents. Like my parents both worked. We walked home. You know, nobody was home when we got there. So this guy's just like, yeah, I'll see you. I'll be home, Mom. You guys get off at 5. We get off at 2 or 1 or 3 whenever school gets out. I don't know. He's got 2 hours to make some money. So that's what happened.
You're so young. What do you know at that age? You're so young.
I don't know
anything in 3rd, 4th grade.
Bro, I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah, who knows what happened? But maybe I shouldn't have said any of that. I mentioned his name.
It's okay. We don't have. I mean, if it ever comes up, that would be.
I feel like
I'd be actually impressed if it came up. I'd be impressed.
I feel like it's been 30 years. That's long enough. You know what I mean? Do we have any questions yet, or are we going to continue with childhood traumatizing stories?
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about childhood trauma. I want to talk about Ye. I want to talk about Trump flipping on Netanyahu.
Nah,
what's going
that's
on?
All show.
I think it's show too, man.
It's
it can't.
All show.
But what's the strategy? What's the purpose?
So
man?
Clear. Listen.
Is it because it's getting really bad with in Gaza that like we have to kind of separate ourselves a little bit?
Yes, the optics are very bad right now. Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
So Trump has been called the first Jewish president. Trump is married to his daughter is married to Kushner.
The Antichrist. I'm saying it, guys. If you haven't heard me say it, I'm going to say it. No. Let me give me 30 seconds. I believe Jared Kushner is the Antichrist.
Did you think it was going to take you 30 seconds to say that?
No, I don't know why I said 30 seconds. That's all like, not even. Yeah, that's what I think. I think he is.
I wish you were here with me in person so that I could have a spray bottle with water. And when you start saying it, I could just like spray you like a bad cat.
I don't know if that'll train me though to change my mind. So I'm just calling it now. And then when you guys see that it comes to fruition, you're going to be like, that Dennis,
Bro,
you know.
If you're right on this, I'm going to I'll give you all the props.
All right. I'm going
to handle the chat from now on.
All right.
I'll take over.
Yes.
You'll just talk.
See,
because basically at that point you'll be a prophet.
I think it's prophetic.
And then maybe we'll sell this beanie, but with like holy water on it. You know how they sell like water?
I'll bless it.
Yeah, bless this and we'll sell it. And we'll take people's money, but we won't send it to them.
Oh, of course. We can't.
You
we can't ever send that. That beanie's never going anywhere.
Ever.
Staying there.
I still have somebody that texts me asking where the beanie is.
It's a good thing we have a store that does it without us needing to actually ship anything out. So if you guys haven't gotten your Benes Tenenes underwear yet, check out our store. It's pretty amazing. I can't wait till I get married again. I'm going to That's what's gonna appear at the. It's gonna make an appearance at the honeymoon.
Well, maybe you modeling the underwear is exactly what's missing in your life,
Give me.
and then you would
Let
get
me
married.
get tan. Let me get. I gotta slap a tan on me. I've been kind of getting white. My Eastern European's coming out, and once I slap a tan on me, give me about 30 days, and then maybe I'll grace everyone's the chat. Not the chat. The alive, or maybe we'll do like a special
live modeling
No,
session?
it has to be like a closed
Members
like
only.
members only.
Dude, if anybody becomes a member after this, you're a perv.
No. If you become a member after this, I'm flattered, and yeah, and we should be friends.
Oh my God.
Hey, we just First Slash just gave us some money. Thank you so
Who?
much. First Slash. Aren't you from like thank you, by the way. You're so great.
On that note,
now I have to model that thing.
I know.
Aren't you from like
New Zealand.
New Zealand, that's what it is. I
Are they?
wasn't sure. I think it was New Zealand.
I don't think is it First Last? It might have been another one.
Let us know First Last where you're from, because I think it's New Zealand. They're probably gonna be like, no, I'm from like,
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Okay.
Albuquerque's gotta be the worst place to live, by the way. Okay, never mind.
But okay, Trump and Israel. Okay, here's the game plan, bro. So Trump is called, or he was called, the first Jewish president, even though he's not actually Jewish. Ivanka married to Kushner, like very, very prominent Jew. She actually converted to Judaism. So Trump's grandkids are Jewish. Okay. Him and Netanyahu are like this. They're BFFs. What else do you have? There's all sorts of connections. Okay. He was just saying that they're going to take Palestine for America.
Yeah.
What, 2 months ago? Like 3 months ago? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he flips. Their entire international policy changes like overnight. Get the heck out of here. It's all BS. It's because of the optics.
Yeah.
There's so much hate coming out right now, and all this new protest stuff going on. Right now, it's not BLM and all that crap, right? What is it? It's Palestine stuff.
Yeah.
It's Palestine stuff. And whoever is marginalized, whatever group is marginalized and complaining, that's who the woke gets attached to. So whether it's gays, blacks, browns, immigrants, Palestinians, whoever's oppressed, that's now woke. So now the woke agenda has become the free Palestine
Whoever's
stuff.
oppressed is now woke. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What were you going to
say? First Last is from Boise.
I'm from Boise.
What's going on here?
Wait, we might have known this.
I didn't know. I forget everything. So maybe. I don't know.
Okay, my mind can't remember, but in my heart, I feel like I know First Last is from Boise. Because I think they might have told me this before.
I thought it was from New Zealand, but then who's from New Zealand?
We were so off.
So off. Oh my gosh.
Then we said it would be like prophet.
No. No, I'm just a forgetful prophet.
Do you realize, bro, if we would punish prophets the same way God commanded in the Old Testament, I don't think we'd have any more prophets.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Because you would have to get stoned.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that would be insane. Everyone's a prophet these days, man.
Everyone's a prophet these days.
Everyone's a prophet, an apostle.
We should make a shirt. Everyone's a prophet until you get stoned.
Why'd you say that live, man? Don't say that stuff live, man.
No, it's okay. Our fans, they respect us. They're gonna cut us in if they make a deal. If they make a shirt. Well, your shirt says prayer works. I feel like everyone's a prophet till they get stoned is.
Dude,
hey, that could work. I feel like even non-Christians are gonna be like, yeah, man, we get stoned, and prophets, like, spirituality's in right now. So they're totally going to misinterpret it.
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
That's so true. Dude, I like that, though. That's going to be, man, Ben's got these. It's another thing you guys don't know about Ben. Ben is he's kind of like an entrepreneurial genius. He has ideas like years in advance. He'll say something. I remember one of my favorites is the shopping cart idea, where he says like electronic shopping carts, where you just go in the store and you just put stuff in there, and then it'll total up all your food and your money and all that stuff, and then you just like go back
Oh,
in your car.
you're talking about HSN, Home Shopping Network.
But that
Wait,
was
no, not.
no. You were talking about shopping carts. No. Like real shopping carts going into like Whole Foods,
Oh,
and now they have that. Whole
yeah.
Foods actually has that now. They've had it for like 3, 4, 5 years.
I'm
I don't know.
pretty sure that was 12 years ago.
Yeah, I was living in Cali when you said that. Because I think like we were in Whole Foods at the time walking or something, or you just said it to me. And
Yeah, I
anyway,
remember that.
the board has concluded the call. What do you got? There is someone that comes in chat from New Zealand. There is.
I see.
Yeah, but I guess it's not first last. Okay. Okay. The new person's. I don't know what your name is, and I can't pronounce your. your I don't know how to pronounce your handle, so I'm sorry. It's L. No, I'm not going to spell it. I have a question. If it's okay to ask, why do people consider Jewish and ethnicity similar to a location?
Dude,
if someone's from
fantastic
Israel,
question.
yeah, if someone is from Israel, that's one thing, but people use Jewish as a location almost. Yeah, I've always had that question. Yeah, I can't answer it, but hopefully Ben can.
Can you think of? No, I don't have an answer. But can you think of any other?
No.
Nationality / geographic territory / country / religion, that's all just one thing?
No.
Chinese doesn't mean a religion. American doesn't mean a religion. Jewish means where you're from and the religion. It's like it's an identity, which is really interesting. So like it's almost diabolical in that if you want to criticize what the country is doing, they'll say it's anti-Semitic because you're criticizing the people themselves, the religion.
It's genius.
And it's like, hold on, no, I'm not. Like, I'm just talking about what your government's doing.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with your religion and who you are as a people. You know what I mean? It is genius. Because then you could just argue that. Like, you could just, all you do is say that's anti-Semitic and you're screwed. Especially nowadays, bro. Are you frozen?
Ivexation. That's how you pronounce the handle. Thank you for that question. I think they might have had another one.
Call him Ivex.
Ivex. That's what they said. They said Ivex is okay too.
Yeah, I think it's strategic. But I mean, now that I think about it, hey, historically, like the Jewish people they were associated with the land. Like when did the term Jew become a thing? It was always Israelite.
Yeah, true.
When did maybe somebody can look this up.
Judaism.
Judah, the land of Judah, but Judah was south of Israel or north? I can't remember.
Yeah. So Judah was south.
Okay, but the Jews don't just originate from
Jerusalem,
Judah.
Maybe? Jerusalem, Jews.
Jerusalem might have been in Jerusalem was in Israel.
In Judah. No, it's in Judah.
In Judah?
Yeah, south. I think Jerusalem is the capital.
Is very Jewish. Judea, Jerusalem.
Because the north was like Samaria.
Yeah, interesting. So I don't know why they became known as. Was it after the destruction of Israel of Jerusalem and the dispersion? Maybe then they became Jewish rather than Israelite because their territory was gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very, very possible.
And then that's just what they adopted. They adopted Judaism, which just made them Jewish. But their culture, it makes sense, man. Their culture is ingrained with their religion. So there's not really, rarely will you find, well, I shouldn't say rarely, but it's not the norm to find Jews who aren't Jewish, like religious, non-religious Jews. There are some, but they still have those ties through like family and heritage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anything else. It's not like the Chinese spawned and were Buddhist from day one. Because there's a bunch of different religions in China. There wasn't like one thing.
Yeah, I mean, even the Middle East, right? Like it's Muslim, but there's no like,
there's Shia, there's Sunni, there's right?
By the way, this is why Lynette and I are good friends, because she said her and her daughter had picked the Antichrist since 2019. Jared Kushner is the Antichrist since 2019. So, Lynette, you are a wise one. You are a wise one. This is why we're friends. We just gotta convince her about some other things, and we're good. We're good. So, okay, someone has Ivexation. Ivex has the letter J was added to the English alphabet in 1524 by blah blah blah, an Italian grammarian. Initially, I and J were considered the same letter. So Ivre maybe Hebrew, and then they with the I maybe because of the Greek I. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, so it was the Y in Hebrew. Oh, it was the Y in Hebrew. That's what Jeremiah says. Lynette just looked it up in Grok. The term Jew came about in the 12th century, derives from Hebrew and Yehudia, members of the tribe of Judah. So we were kind of close.
Dang. Interesting. Yeah, really interesting.
Jews must convert to the Jimmy James. Our friendly Catholic is back. Jimmy James. I like Jimmy James.
Oh, dude, Jimmy's great.
Yeah, the Jews must convert to Catholicism. They always say that the ones that recognize Jesus say he didn't come to be abolish the law, to abolish the law, but he came to fulfill it. But they didn't accept his church.
Well, they didn't accept him either.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
No, they didn't just reject his church. They rejected him first and foremost. That's actually why they were punished. That's why they've been under a curse for the past 2,000 years. Isn't because they rejected the church. It's because they rejected Jesus. It was prophesied. They reject the cornerstone, you know? And not only that, but in the parable where they kill the vineyard owner's son. And for that reason, the kingdom is taken away from them, according to Jesus. Not because they reject the church, the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And dude, it's interesting right now, though, bro. There's a big swing back to Christianity and even Catholicism, like in particular. There's a big swing back right now culturally, you know. And I think this is part of the stuff with the Rogan. This is why we were going to talk about this today. I wish we could pull up the clip, but we're having issues playing clips right now. Where on one of his recent episodes, Joe Rogan says that the idea of Jesus resurrecting from the dead is more probable or makes more sense to him than the Big Bang, which is crazy because he was a staunch, maybe, I don't want to say atheist because he always said there might be something out there, but agnostic, you know?
Right.
And he would talk so much crap dude, you can look up his bits, his like jokes and all his stand-up and interviews and podcasts on like how derogatory he was against Christianity, you know? And now to hear this guy talking about how like the resurrection, which is something he would make fun of regularly, the resurrection is more probable than the Big Bang.
Right.
And that's
a complete 180.
It's a total 180. We have both clips, you know, where he's talking about how much he believes in science and how stupid Christianity is. And from not even a week ago, 4 days ago, where he's talking about how Christianity makes more sense or the resurrection makes more sense than the Big Bang. It's a complete 180, man. And it's crazy because he's actually, dude, there's actually a big shift, not only in conservative like influencers. I'm thinking about like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Russell Brand, a few of these big name guys and gals. They're all Catholic. Joel Webbin, he was just on Tucker Carlson. They're all Catholic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even Rogan's got some people in his life that have been on his show. There's that have recently converted to Christianity within the past 2 years, you know? And these are good friends of his. Other comedians like, dude, Andrew Schultz, who just had Wes Huff on, right?
Yeah, how amazing was that?
He's come back to Catholicism.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. He's back to Catholicism. There's this guy named Adam Curry. He's a comedian and podcast guy as well. That's been on Rogan multiple times. Who else? There was some. There's some other guys. I wrote down a few names. Eddie Bravo. Do you know who Eddie
Mhm.
Bravo is?
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
Sam Tripoli, Chris DiStefano. These are all comedians. These are all people and friends of
Yeah.
Rogan that are in his life. That dude, in the past 2 years, have all become Christian. And to me, I'm like, it, you know how during COVID we were kind, at least me personally, I was like shaken awake,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
my eyes were open to like, holy
Yeah.
crap, like
Yeah.
evil's running rampant. Like right now, we're watching it unfolding.
Right.
I think a lot of people that weren't, how can I say it? That weren't like demonically enslaved were also looking around and being like, oh my God, there's evil unfolding. And so when you are faced with evil in real life, like it's happening and you have no other explanation, you can't explain it with science, with evolution, with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With just political stuff. When you're just watching insanity and evil unfold in front of you, it makes you question reality
Of course. Yeah.
and it makes you think, oh, well, if evil exists, then good must actually exist too. Who are the guys that have been talking about good and evil like for so long? Oh, it's Christians, you know? And then Sam Tripoli has this freaking, he's a comedian and conspiracist. He has this line where he says, all conspiracies lead back to Jesus.
I
You
like
know what I
that.
mean?
I like that. Yeah.
It's so good.
Uh,
It's so freaking good.
um, yeah.
Dude, and then he had freaking Wes Huff on, which like
I was shocked to see
blew
that.
the socks off
Yeah.
Rogan, you know? And he had this other guy, Stephen C. Meyer, who wrote Return
Hmm.
of the God Hypothesis,
Yeah. That was
which
a
is
good
just
interview. That
which
was
is
a
a
really good interview.
fantastic
Yeah.
interview. If you haven't seen Stephen C. Meyer on Rogan, he's a Christian philosopher and scientist. And all he talks about is like scientific evidence for intelligent design and why it makes way more sense
Yeah.
than Big Bang.
I think that if they're searching for the truth, like sincerely, I think whoever is really searching for truth sincerely, and you're around and you have influence in your life from Christianity, I think like you're gonna get there eventually. I really, I mean, I want to believe that like Rogan. I remember years ago, I was praying for Rogan. I was like,
Me too.
I haven't really lately, but I prayed for him a while ago, like years ago, and I was like, man, that'd be so cool, man. Imagine if this guy like comes to the knowledge of God. Like it would be incredible. And I see it. I think that even just his platform, like God's using it, right, to open a lot of people's eyes. And
Yeah.
but that again, we can't come to know God just through knowledge, right? It's got to be an encounter. It's got to be the Holy Spirit doing the work inside of us, and it's we need to be visited by the grace of God, and so we can pray for it, for people, of course, but and hope for it, and keep supporting, the ones that are out there like Wes Huff. And,
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, Wes Huff to be on I never thought that would happen for him to be on that show with Andrew Schultz. Like it didn't make sense to me when I saw him. Like, wait, what? My brain kind of stopped for a second. I'm like, wait, what? He's on this show? Like, how does this make any sense? And even in their back and forth, it was like you could tell Wes didn't even know. Like he was a little uncomfortable. You couldn't even tell. He didn't even know like what they're talking, like why
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
laughing and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good for that for us to engage culture in that way.
Oh, we
Um,
have to.
we have to.
We've been so, I feel like Christians to their detriment have been so self-segregating from culture
Yeah.
for so long. And when we're not deep in culture, that's when other people are. And so they're going to run rampant with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then all we do is sit in the background and in our freaking churches complaining about
That's all we
culture.
do. We
And it's
just
like,
complain.
hey, dork, then get out and do something
Yeah.
about it. You know
And
what I
just
mean?
stand firm. Just be out there, stand firm,
Like
do
Mark,
what's right.
who we had
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Who
Totally.
cares about the consequences? Like,
Yeah.
God's in control. You know what I mean? Bro, you know who didn't care about consequences? John the Baptist,
Hmm.
Jesus, the apostles,
Yeah.
the church.
Yeah.
Like the church for
And
hundreds of
they turn
years
this
was
world upside down.
persecuted.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
They weren't just like sitting back in the upper room with the Holy Spirit speaking in tongues. You know what I mean? Like they were getting freaking executed. They were getting thrown to lions. They were getting burnt at the stake to light
Yeah.
Nero's freaking garden. That's where the
Well,
term Roman candle comes from.
yeah,
Is
that's crazy, dude.
because Nero would burn Christians to light his garden. And that's how Christianity spread. It wasn't because of their music program.
Ben, it comes down to like, do we really believe, you know? And I think that's the problem, because when you really, really believe in this stuff, like, you can't help it. You can't help but talk to people about it. You can't help, man. You're not. Yeah, I realized about myself. For most of my life, I'd never really talked to people about Christ, and
Same.
you know. And then I remember when, after the Lord did a work in my life, I just couldn't keep it in. It's like that's all I could think about and talk about, and I wanted everyone to experience what I experienced, and to come to know what I knew, and I just, that was like the most important thing for me, and it still is. And I think that's the difference. I think we have to ask ourselves, you know, do we really believe? I don't want to go into that kind of talk right now. I'll get too mushy right now, but let's go.
Mush,
Yeah,
baby.
maybe later. We'll leave the mush for later. But there is a question from Livation. I'm going to mess that up all night.
Is this the new guy?
The new guy. What
Just
is
call me new
your
guy?
here's the new guy. Yeah, everyone's got nicknames on this show, so I don't know. Yeah, Ben's got quite a few. Father Farducci.
I have nicknames. Oh
yeah, you
Farducci.
got.
I do.
Bennis the Menace Pod. What is your opinion? I like that. Very nice, very cordial. What is your opinion on the amount of symbolism in the world and logos and all that in the world? That's all in the world today. Much of it seems odd. The Apple logo has a bite taken out of it. Google is 666. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, have you seen OpenAI's logo?
Dude.
And how when you impose it on itself and reverse it, it's like a 3D Jewish star.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Not, in my opinion, none of this stuff is accidental. None of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if the people themselves, let's say the graphic designer for Google, creates that sphere with like the lines through it, and he's like, dang, this looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That comes from somewhere. That inspiration, that thought.
Yeah.
Okay. It comes from somewhere, and we have no idea where that comes from.
Yeah, we can't properly judge it.
Like when the epiphany comes to me to create a shirt and say, actually, I forgot what it was supposed to say.
Everyone's a prophet until they get stoned.
Where did that come from? You know what I mean?
Pure genius.
But where does that come from? Do you think that there's just electronic signals in my brain that's like, connect these words together and it will be funny? Haha. You know what I mean? You think electricity is doing that? No. Like, that's all it is? It's just electricity? Yeah. No, bro. Like, I think it's spiritual. I think it's spiritual. And so when the designer creates a logo that secretly has 666 in it, you know, that inspiration probably came from something dark, from something demonic, you know? It's almost as if, dude, it's almost like a subliminal calling card within the spiritual realm.
It's weird that it almost has to happen. Like, you see it a lot. That's the thing. Like, it's the symbolism. What did I say? Symbolicism. Sorry.
Try again.
I make myself laugh like that. That's pretty awesome. The symbolism. No, I'm going to stick with symbolicism. The symbolicism. I'm using it. I'm sorry. Symbolism is out. Is everywhere. I see it all the time.
For sure.
I remember thinking about it when I first saw the apple with the bite out of it. I'm like,
for sure.
This is weird, right? And I was young, and I remember when Macintosh was out, right, right before Apple, and I looked at it and I see it. I see it all around, and then you see it in ancient cultures too, though. I mean, you see.
Oh, definitely.
From the beginning of time, really, as far as we can go, we see all kinds of symbols.
Symbols?
Yeah, not symbols.
Symbols.
They like it. The chat likes it. Symbols. If you guys can spell symbolicism, that'd be great. Someone did. Lynette did. Lynette's got my back.
Bro, hey, symbol. Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Oh man,
oh my God, make a shirt.
We're making a shirt. This is gonna be our new store. We're gonna have a new store
of like not so like kind of a dumb lion, you know, just like a janky lion, scraggly, and call him Symbol. Symbol, everything the light touches.
Oh my gosh. Or we're gonna be symbolic. This is gonna be like a new religion, symbolicism.
Oh
Or the
man. But
symbolicism.
hey, you're right. Like all the symbols in the ancient world,
Catching on.
they were guess what? It was all spiritual.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
was all associated to their religions and to their
100%.
spirituality.
No one would deny that. No one would deny that.
I'm
Yeah.
making like a factual
Yeah,
statement here.
it's
You know what I
crazy.
mean? And what a coincidence that like I think ours is as well. We just don't know it. I think our symbols today are also spiritually related, but people just don't acknowledge it. You know, the
Yeah.
masses don't acknowledge it.
I think we're numb to it. I think that it's been so, or maybe it's used so much that like we're so like drowned into it because everything is it's everywhere, man. I mean, listen, when you're creating a business and you're coming up with a logo, like you're messing with symbols, right? Like you're playing around with your symbols and you're trying to
Call
figure
them
out
symbols.
symbolicism. Man, this is really catching.
Dude, we're going places.
Symbols. Oh, symbols. Like there you go. Sins ball. This is growing.
Write that down.
This is growing. I'm actually writing all
We're going
this
places.
down.
Dude, this is happening live.
This is
you're watching inspiration.
It's creation. Eat your heart out, Kanye. Ye wishes he can be here right now. He's like,
he might take this in a.
Can we have a group chat consensus? Whoever heard the song, do you like the song itself?
The music.
Yeah, not the message, but do you like the song? If you like the message, keep that to yourself. But if you if you like because I really like the music.
It's so interesting, man.
It's
what a
so
crazy
good.
time.
Yeah.
And like the thing, obviously it's like super, super anti-Semitic, you know what I mean? But the thing is, it proves his point, which is what blows my mind, dude. And it proves it in such a way where it's like, it's undeniable.
Yeah.
You know?
Whatever. Livation wants to get in on our podcast one time. They said they want to jump in and ask questions live.
Oh,
maybe one day.
Oh,
Lynette, you don't like the song?
That's a good question. I mean, that's a good point.
Well,
I think we can do
questions.
that. I think we can do that on here.
We have to put like a limit on it, though.
Yeah, you're right.
And what song? We're talking about Kanye West's new song. And I'm not advocating that you listen to it. We were just bringing it up because it's like breaking the internet right now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people commenting on it. And again, I'm going to just speak to like just the artistic quality of the song. I think it's good. I'm a fan of Ye, like his creative side, like his music. I've always liked his, Graduation was such a great album, and the other one, that 8-minute song, whatever it was insane.
Oh, my Deep Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, great song. Like he's got really good.
It's a I think the album is like 35 minutes or 40 minutes.
It's like one long song. Yeah.
It's actually okay. Hold on. The music video is one music video.
Right.
It's like a 30-minute movie.
Right.
With all of his music.
I don't know if it's that long.
Yeah. I think
is
it's
it that long?
25 or 30 minutes. And it's one long movie with all of his music, like through the movie. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about Ye.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about Ye.
Who needs Ye? When
I should be a rapper.
No.
My rapper name will be Ney. Ney.
How about Bay?
No, that means babe.
Yeah, but that's you can be like the white babe rapper.
I don't know.
It's 2025, man. LGBTQ would love that.
I know.
They would eat you up, Ben.
That's what I don't want. Bay the gay? No way, bro. It rhymes. Hey,
and it says, I bet it was auto written by someone tapped into a demon, like many songs are. Probably.
She might not be wrong.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting? Man? How is it that like I don't know why do all of our conversations come back to the Jews somehow?
Well, everything kind of, it's
kind
like all roads lead to,
That's my point. That's what I was just gonna
yeah,
ask.
yeah.
They don't lead to Rome, they lead to
No. Yeah.
Jerusalem.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, Jimmy James. They don't lead to Rome. They
Oh,
lead to Jerusalem.
wow, that was good.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. Yeah,
How is it that
in
in
everything.
2025, okay, like these dudes didn't exist for 2,000 years, and in 2025, everything's about them again?
Yeah, they have their hands in anything and everything, and a lot of control in most of it.
But they do, but it's just okay. Listen, there's also a lot of smart Chinese people and like business owners that are Asian and
Yeah.
very good at math and investors and a lot, right?
Yeah.
But like, you don't see Kanye saying Heil Mao
Right.
and singing songs about it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it could be also that because we've been lied to about a lot of that stuff surrounding them, and that things are coming out
I think
now.
that's
And
the one.
I think that's what's happening because there's a reason why we were lied to and things are hidden. And,
Yep.
there's more to the story than just,
Yep.
I mean, I've seen some really gnarly stuff on the Holocaust and things, and it's like things you just I don't want to talk about it because I don't know enough, but I don't really want to talk about it because my whole life you thought one way, right? Like, okay, growing up, I didn't think we landed on the moon. I never thought we landed on the moon, like since I was a kid. When 9/11 happened, I was like, I don't know. But like when you think about the Holocaust, like, dude, like you don't even question it.
Yeah, you don't even question.
It's like, what is there to question, dude? This is like this is the craziest event. And then just all the stories about Hitler, right? I didn't know that Hitler didn't die like the way he died. He like was taken out of Germany and then lived, what was it, in
Okay, but that's still
South America or something for like
a theory. There's evidences for it, but it's not like definitive history. Like, hey, this is really what it's still people just saying, just the same way 9/11, people are like, oh, it was an inside job, right? America did it.
yeah.
Yeah, there's evidences to that, but it's not like the mainstream story or narrative, you know? But
Well,
I do
it's not
think
mainstream, that's for sure, but I don't think it'll ever be mainstream. But like
it can
what's
be. What do you mean?
mainstream from like a conspiracy stuff? What's mainstream right
If
now?
if somebody just went and got a blood test from Argentina and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Hitler's grandson. He moved to Argentina and had sex with my mom, and I was born. And here's my blood, and you could test it against the body that you have." And they're like, "Oh yeah, it matches." Well, that's weird. How's that possible? You know, that would be pretty interesting proof that
Yeah.
maybe he fled to Argentina. But I do think you're onto something that because we were lied to about so many things, now it's almost in the ether to like go hard against
Right. To question it at least. Yeah. Question it. And when you find like a string, you keep pulling it and then you're like, oh, wait a second, something's unraveling here. And the thing is, things are unraveling. I mean, you see more and more. I mean, the work that Candace Owens has been doing, and
hey Catholic.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yes,
Really?
yes. Catholic Owens, Catholic. Tucker Carlson, Catholic.
Catholic Owens is Catholic. Is that's what
Catholic
you
Owens,
said?
Catholic. Tucker Catholic. Russell Catholic. Russell Brand Catholic. Milo Yiannopoulos, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I remember.
Former
What happened to Milo? I haven't heard.
Catholic.
Is he still around?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
he's doing his own. He's doing his thing. But he used to be like super hardcore gay conservative. Got canceled. Became Catholic. Not gay anymore. Now, I think still has those struggles, but he says he doesn't act on them, which is commendable. You know,
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah.
So you talk about.
There's more of that happening too.
More of
that.
But here's the thing. Hey, and Candace is going hard too against the juice.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
There's something interesting I learned from who was it? Who did we talk to? I believe it was when we talked to Cato. Okay.
Yeah.
The Catholics do not have the same relationship and affinity for the Jews as evangelicals.
That is an interesting point.
The Catholics historically, throughout the ages, have seen the Jews as not good and conniving and malicious, and you know what I mean? and they would pass laws. Remember the interview with Cato, bro? It
I
was
remember the interview.
very interesting.
Yeah.
And they would pass laws in Catholic countries to keep them suppressed, because every time they would give them an inch, they take a foot, and it would always be to the detriment of the country. But at the same time, I also understand the Jewish perspective, where it's like, hey, we need to get into these positions and do things that is favorable for us, because historically we are oppressed. So we need to try to get as much power as possible and get to as many influential positions as possible, control money as much as possible, control entertainment and culture as much as possible, because we've always been oppressed. So if we can control these things, we can manipulate how that country's going to treat us.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, it's genius.
So it makes sense. Like I see both sides. But the other thing that they believe, which I can now see clear as day, like I can't ignore it, and everything I see that comes up about this is it just reinforces this. They also have like a superiority complex, because they are the chosen people.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And they see everybody else as inferior.
Right.
And they have no problem. This is, I'm talking about their like their moral and religious system. I'm not talking about like all Jews in general, you know what I mean? Generalizing.
Right.
I'm talking about their moral system. They have no problem implementing things into cultures and societies that will be to its detriment and to the benefit and profit of the Jew. And they see that as they see it as a as kind of like a spiritual battle. Okay.
Yeah.
Where the goyim can be taken advantage of and destroyed through things like the porn industry. Okay. Which is all owned.
Yeah.
The
all
music
of it is industry. Owned.
The music industry, Hollywood, all of these things that they own. They're the ones that push the shit on culture that we despise as Christians. The trash, the absolute trash in music and movies and porn on the internet. It's from this group of people. You know what I mean? And to them, they don't have a problem enriching themselves at the cost of these cultures who are not Jewish being denigrated, because they actually think that that's what they're entitled to do. They actually think that in the end, this isn't the Talmud, I'm not making this stuff up. They actually think in the end, the Jews will own the wealth of the world. And that's what they're doing right now. They are aggregating the wealth back to the Jewish community. It's super, super interesting, man. It goes very deep. And when you hear people like, and this isn't like conspiracy stuff, I'm just like, hey, here's what their book says. The same way as if I opened the Quran and I was like, kill the infidel, look, right here in this Sharia or whatever it's called.
Nobody seems to care about that.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just telling you what their book says.
That's crazy.
But all this to say, hey, the Catholic side of Christianity, they've always seen them as enemies, okay? And what a coincidence that a lot of the conservative influencers who are calling out the Jews and their tactics and Israel and what's going on and all that, they're Catholic.
Yeah.
They're not evangelical. Okay. Check out conservative evangelicals. Name a conservative evangelical influencer off the top of your head. Who do you think of right now?
Conservative evangelical influencer? Ruslan.
He's not. Okay. Anybody else? I mean, okay. You know who I'm thinking about? Charlie Kirk.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Way bigger than Ruslan.
Yeah. Way bigger.
Okay. Super pro-Israel. Super pro-Israel.
Yeah. To the point where it's bothersome for me.
Name a Catholic conservative influencer.
You named a bunch of them earlier.
Any of those, all Catholic.
Yeah.
And they all call out Israel for what's going on. You see what I'm saying?
So you're saying even the evangelical is not calling out Israel.
Correct.
But the Catholics are.
Correct. And Dennis, anybody with eyes to see can look at what's happening in like Gaza and that area and be like, oh no, it seems a little heavy-handed, seems a little rough. Maybe not a good thing to do. So who's calling them out? Oh, the Catholics? I'm going to go that way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I actually think that there's an
Hmm.
appeal to Catholicism right now within conservatism, conservatism,
You got my
conservatism.
disease, man. I'm rubbing off on you.
I got the tism, the conservatism.
Hang on, we got some
Write that
questions.
down. Write that down.
Conservatism.
I've got the tism, conservatism.
I'm actually writing this stuff down because I'll find out. We'll
Dude,
realize tomorrow morning
hey,
if they're funny or not.
do you realize all this time, all you've ever had to do was write down my
I know,
ideas
I'd be
and then just go
rich.
do them and you'd be fine.
I'd be rich.
You'd have
I'd
no
be-
problem. Stop doing everything else.
It's
Just
so
stuff,
true, guys. Yeah.
just stuff I throw out in passing.
Take it seriously.
And then I don't even take it seriously. I just go build chicken tractors and hang out with my chickens.
I still want you to do that idea. Even though I saw that I said Lennon sent it to me, that was hilarious. But let's back up a little bit. There's a question back to kind of along the lines of what we were talking about with music, but shoot, where did it go?
Find that. I'm going to show you something that's on.
Why is it so hard for me to find? So my next question is modern music a method to manifest? A concert with 50K people chanting your lyrics about how much money you have or a car affects things.
Interesting. Is this new guy?
Yeah.
Dude, new guy's
on it.
I can tell when new guy asks a question because they're deep. Whereas our usual friends are more, they're still laughing that I got kicked in the testicles in the second grade.
No, they'll bring up some good Bible stuff for us.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I just don't know how to answer them. So sometimes I don't ask all of them.
Dang, is there a way to manifest?
Yeah. With the music. Yeah. Man. I mean, I think everything is spiritual, kind of been
everything's spiritual
earlier. And, so yeah, my take, I was in the music world for a long time. I never really made that connection, except in the Christian space, because in the Christian space, it's spiritual, right? Like when we sing, it's a spiritual thing that's going on and we have a connection, and music is all over the Bible, right? I mean, I love that story in Second Chronicles chapter 20, excuse me, where they just literally battled them by singing. And like 3 nations came against them and they just started singing. It's such a great story. If you, I think it's like verse 12 to 25. It's such an amazing story. I love it. Check it out. And there's a really good line in that. It says that we don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. It's what the king said of Israel at the time. He says, we don't know what to do, Lord, but our eyes are on you.
Write that down. That's a shirt.
They already wrote it down in the Bible. It was really, really good. But and then they went out the next day and they just said, the battle is not yours. This is where you probably heard this. The battle is not yours. It's the Lord's.
Write that down.
And then, right, Doc, are you guys ready to get down in the chat? Yeah, but yeah, I do think it's connected. I don't know to like what degree, but I think more and more it's becoming more used and more connected. I think like I think even the science behind it, maybe it's just coming out to us, but you hear a lot about like the different hertz and kind of the effect that different ranges of hertz have on.
Yeah.
And I'm into that. I think like that there is, sound and wave frequency that can probably heal us and they can do cool stuff. I think like we're missing out. I think was it Tesla who said like, if you could just figure out sound and vibration or something, like you can master the world or something like that. Is a great quote. I totally butchered it, but Nikola Tesla said it. And he was all about that. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of influence in music. I mean, I hear it too. There are seasons in my life where I'll be like I have like a rap season, right? Where I'm just like listening to like sometimes it gets like trap, like, more like worse. It's like gets like Dirty South, like, so yeah, I'll get into like all kinds of, just because I'm such a big
rap.
Yeah. I'm just such a big lover of music. So for me, it's like, I'll listen to everything. And for me, there's seasons where I'm just stuck on something, and I remember those times where I'm like stuck in this, like I get like a weird, like sick feeling almost like in my heart. And so, I mean, now I don't really listen to very much secular at all. If it's more melodic instrumental stuff like Sultan and Shepherd or something. Yeah. But I try to stick with just, and Christian music is getting so good. I think in the Christian music space is just getting so good. Are those tactics used in the Christian music space? I don't know. They could be.
Probably. This stuff's it's science. It's a formula.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, this is what their mind will respond to best and be more memorable.
Dude, they've done their math. They've done their
Oh,
homework.
of course.
Like they know
this.
If they're paying money for this stuff,
Beyonce is known for having songs that are like scientifically put together to where they're the right beat, the right number of words in the hook, like everything, so it sticks in your mind. And you'll just be like walking down the street and out of nowhere be like, oh, the single latest, and you're like, what the heck? I haven't heard that in years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because it was designed, it was engineered to do
and
that.
they also have songs that are like almost copied from songs like 30, 40 years ago. You'll have the same hooks and things like that.
Sampled.
And and I think, well, even more than sample, I think like they'll write new songs and you just don't even realize it until like some influencer on Instagram is going to be like, hey, doesn't this song sound like this song? And doesn't this sound like this song? And then you kind of look back at how big these songs are. You're like, huh, I wonder why.
I will say that what's interesting is how, bro, like satanic / occultic music is becoming. Like Little Nas X. Do you remember that dude?
Yeah, dude. Insane.
Okay. Extremely satanic.
Yeah.
What's that gay one that sang that one song? He was like
British
formerly
guy
Catholic,
or something.
British, now he's fat.
I used to really, really, really
you know what I'm talking about.
Love
Can you
his
Google
voice.
gay fat?
Sam Smith.
That guy. Sam Smith.
Yeah. I knew it was coming to me.
With that song about
I know what you're talking about. I could picture him because he's on stage in those crazy outfits and stuff, and it's just so disgusting.
Oh, just like a devil, yeah. Sam Smith, like Unholy.
Oh yeah.
Remember that song, Unholy?
Yeah.
Who else?
There's many of them, man. I mean,
dude, Justin Timberlake had one that was super satanic recently. Music is getting so dark, so dark.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? You used to be a freaking pop star. You used to sing about breakups. You know what I mean? Justin Timberlake.
You were on the Disney Channel.
His that one album that he had. Oh my gosh, which one was it?
JT had some good music. I always liked him as a performer. I thought he was
so freaking good, man. Yeah. And now you've got like dark satanic music videos with like ooze coming out of your mouth and like all that stuff. Dude, Katy Perry, super satanic. Yeah. Like it's all so dark now, man. Yeah. And what's interesting is at what was that music festival last year or 2 years ago? The rap, was it A$AP Rocky or somebody? No. Who's the one that hooked up with Kylie Jenner?
It was bigger than that. It's gosh,
what's that dude's name?
Look it up. You guys know.
That guy at his music video, or I'm sorry, at his concert. How many people died? You know, and it was like super satanic. Like the artwork, the lighting, everything on the screen was like super satanic. It was like a sacrifice. It was a freaking sacrifice that was made. You know.
Yeah. Travis Scott. Astro World Festival.
Yeah, man. How many people died?
8 people pronounced dead.
Oh my God.
But there was a lot of like injuries and like people that were they were hospitalized.
Think about it. Like, what's the difference between one of those music festivals, okay, like a Travis Scott concert, where it's a bunch of satanic symbolism, you know, on screen, and the words are all about yourself, money, wealth, I don't know, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, hoes, whatever. Okay. What's the difference between that and like in ancient times where people would gather around the temple and there would be a dude with symbolism chanting and everybody in the crowd would be repeating after him? What's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
It's a great point.
I think it's the same thing.
It's a great point.
It's the same freaking thing. They've just got a really good beat to it.
I've never thought of that.
It's the same damn thing.
It is.
You know?
It is. And they don't have to be in like hoodies and, you know, like walking around in black things. Like
that's the strategy, bro. That's the satanic strategy. So during this move, this like postmodern move to naturalism, where, oh, there is no God. It's just us, Big Bang, evolution. It's all natural. It's just, right? No God. That's the whole thing. Yeah. So Satan's like, oh, okay, cool. You don't want to believe in God? You want to believe in yourself? Easy. Mm-hmm. I don't even have to like be around.
Right.
I could just like do stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
put on music, put on festivals, put on or come up with theories like evolution. Like I could just make you guys, I could just let you guys be the ones that bear the freaking like brunt of this thing. The best lie Satan ever told was that he doesn't exist. Genius. Freaking genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just make music the new temple worship.
Right.
Make scientists the new priests. Like,
Mm.
don't talk about the spiritual world. Keep it all natural and all naturalistic. And Satan's kind of like, dude, Satan's in the background. You could focus in on the more important stuff rather than like trying to deceive the masses. It's genius. The
Yeah.
strategy is genius, bro.
Totally genius. Let me see in the chat what's going on. Hey, Hammer Time, welcome.
Is Hammer from New Zealand?
No, no, I thought it was Stand Fast.
Hammer Time, where are you from?
I thought Stand Fast was from we have some new people, I think.
Hey, while you look up the next question,
Michelle, welcome, Michelle.
Check out my live feed of my chickens in their tractor.
What are you talking about?
Look. Can you see?
Yeah. How many do you have?
7, but I'm getting another 30.
Dude, are you really?
Yeah.
Ben's going hard, guys.
I'm going hard. I'm gonna have hen house up and running in no time.
Dude, I cannot wait to visit you, man. It's gonna have to happen soon, man. Someone asked if Carl Tycrib has been to Astro World. I wonder.
I don't think he's been to Astro World. Dude, Dennis, that episode we did with Carl, or that I did with Carl because you were missing, I think it's probably one of my favorite interviews I've ever done.
I got to finish it. I started it and then I didn't. We did a few more and then I just got sidetracked. But it was interesting though. As I was listening to it. If you guys haven't heard it, the beginning was really good. So I'm gonna listen to it myself.
Well, it makes you realize it's all connected. Everything's connected. Everything's connected. Like whether it's climate change and aliens and the Jewish stuff and like everything's connected. New World Order, like everything, technology, everything. It's all freaking connected.
Yeah.
And it's been planned and like strategized over. Nothing's like coincidental. Nothing's happenstance. Like they just stumbled into this. Not at all. It's all been planned out, and it's all moving in a freaking direction. And interestingly enough, it has a lot to do with the Jews. Like they're incorporated in the plan.
Oh, they're like in the center of it all.
How fascinating is that?
First Class says that they're going to get some eggs from you, that they're in Boise. So fresh eggs.
Disco eggs.
Disco eggs. There you go. Yeah. I can't wait for that. That's going to be great.
Write that down.
Syntax is back.
Syntax, how you doing, buddy? We've been praying for you. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're well.
Went for a walk outside. That's good. Yeah, it's all, man. It's all connected. It's all satanic. It's way darker than we think. I think that just going through this life, sometimes just in this, nonchalant kind of way of like not paying attention to really what's happening is like the worst thing you could do. I think like you need to know what's happening. You need to like open your eyes and stop ignoring what's happening around you, especially if you have kids. I think that's, it's one thing if you're just whatever by yourself and now you don't have any responsibilities like that. But if you have kids, it's just getting so bad for them. It's getting so much worse. And they got no chance, man. If they don't really really start reading the Bible at an early age and just to know for themselves, like the truth of God, man. I mean, we see adults that don't even know what they're doing. I see couples all the time. I see people that are just lost, man, lost. Then they come to church, they say that they're Christian, but they're just lost. And they're just so steeped into the things of the world that they don't even know it, because they're so desensitized to things. They don't think things are bad anymore. Like what's bad, that's the thing. They're changing the way we're speaking. They're changing our vocabulary. They're changing the culture. Everything's becoming distorted more and more. You don't even know what's good or evil. You don't know what's true, what's fake. Social media, with AI, it's getting so good that it's getting really hard to, just a couple more years. We don't even need like 10 years, just like 2 to 3, 4, 5 years. Like it's going to be insane what's happening.
Yeah,
Um,
I totally agree. I've been working with AI like for past month or
I
so
use it
on a few
every day.
projects.
I use it every day.
Yeah, me
I
too.
mean, I use it mainly for like emails and, messages because I do, marketing and stuff too. But that's what I use it for. It's just
Yeah.
so I don't have to like sit and write. I use it for captions for Instagram. I use it for that kind of stuff. Anything marketing wise, I use it. I don't really use it for anything else outside of that. Like I'm not very tech savvy on that kind of stuff.
Oh, you
Like,
don't have to be. I'm using it to build like a software right now,
yeah,
and
see, I
I
don't,
don't.
yeah.
What do you mean? No, literally, just go into ChatGPT and be like, "Hey, I want you to."
Yeah, but I don't even
Uh,
have an idea of what to build. That's the thing. Like if I had an idea, I would probably build something with it, but I don't even know
um,
like what to
well,
build.
tell it to design shirts with those logos I told you, and then sell them, and it'll
Yeah,
do a really good job.
yeah, I
A
probably would.
really,
Yeah.
really good job.
So check this out. I have a buddy who he created something called Affirmation Station, and he's using AI to create songs that are just affirmation songs. So all they do, and they're really good. Um, it's just songs that just make you feel good. It's just about yourself. Like
Mm.
you're good. You're a happy guy. You're like there. It's hilarious, but it's so
Uh,
good. It's listen. I'm telling you, he sent me a song, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually good. It was catchy, and it's all AI. He didn't do anything, but
yeah,
just
yeah.
like tell AI what to do. And he has like 40 like different albums coming out now.
Wow,
Like it's
Dennis,
insane.
the stupidest crap makes money.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's going to do really well with it because, like, I mean that'll blow up in just the new age world. And you have all kinds of genres, and
For sure.
it's uplifting, like good music. It's dangerous for us Christians. Like this is not something that we should be listening to personally.
Yeah,
And I told him straight up, I'm like, bro, I can't vibe with this stuff, but it's good. Like it sounds good,
yeah.
and people eat it up. I
I,
can see like kids at like schools, and I think
I'm
it's
of the
really smart.
opinion that we have 2 years. Like I'm being optimistic when I say 2 years. Uh, in which time, like you can use AI to actually do something and like make a buck. Okay, just like anything, you could use it to do anything. Like come
Yeah,
up with affirmation freaking songs to make people feel good, or to generate images and sell them on Etsy, or to I don't know, make software. Even though you don't know anything about coding, you could literally. I don't know anything about coding,
it's funny. I have a
and I
computer
went
science degree.
from ITT Tech.
From DeVry University,
DeVry,
baby.
DeVry,
University,
DeVry.
baby. You got to say
Wow.
university after DeVry.
I don't know anything about coding. Like I've had a couple websites that I've worked on, but nothing in terms of like making software. And I just told ChatGPT what I want to do, what my idea is. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, here's what we're going to need to do. Da, 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 use this, da, 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 use this, da, 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 da,
Right,
blah,
right,
blah,
right.
blah, connect
Yeah.
it with this, da, da, da. And I'm
Mm.
like, okay. So I don't, and I literally said, explain everything to me as if you were talking to somebody who has zero knowledge about coding, and
Mm.
explain everything to me step by step.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, open this, download this, connect this, type this in, and it'll give me all the code.
Wow.
Then do this, test this, and then I would just take the code that's being generated by the program and plug it into ChatGPT, and it'll be like, "Oh, I see where the error is. Here, paste this in there instead." I'm just like, all I do is copy and paste, and it's like making me a thing that's now like operational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could do anything, any idea you have, put it into ChatGPT and say, "How can I do this?" Anything, anything,
I need some
and
ideas. Can
we
I
have.
ask it to give me ideas?
You actually can. So I'm just saying, hey, you've got 2 years before it's like, hey, everything's already done.
Yeah,
It's
true, true.
so easy
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Don't like, how can I put this? Don't sit back and let other people like ride this wave. You know what I mean? If you have any idea or have any motivation to do anything
Yeah, I have
at
none.
all, well,
I have no motivation for anything outside of like,
have you asked how? Okay, I know you're doing your counseling stuff. Have you asked it how to approach counseling and what are good
yeah,
questions to ask? And
it's actually interesting. Today I was in a session and the guy said that he uses ChatGPT sometimes when he can't get hold of
try
me.
again. Try again. Uses
Chat
what?
chat Chat GPT.
There you go.
I love how he picks that up. I don't even realize I say it wrong. Ben, I love you. Chat GPT, and he uses it when he's like stuck and he needs to ask a question, and like he can't just call his counselor right away.
Yeah.
And he'll use it, and he says that it gives him like pretty much the right answer every time. And so I'm like, well, that sucks for me, but like,
Oh,
but
for
so
sure.
he's using it. But the problem, I don't know. I had to think about that a little bit today though, because I'm thinking, I know John Piper put out this. He asked Chat GPT to put in like a prayer, like to write this prayer, and it was beautiful.
Oh,
You got to
yeah.
see this.
Yeah.
And he read it out loud into the congregation, and it was such a beautiful prayer. Oh, sorry, it's my kiddo calling.
Tell her about the log
yeah.
story.
No, I'll let her know that we're on. I told her that I probably won't be able to answer. And yeah, it was a beautiful prayer, man. And and then he says, "Is this inspired?" And obviously the answer is no. But it's scary though. She has this thing where if I don't answer, she just keeps calling until I pick up. Yeah. Let me just.
No,
say
you're
hello.
good. You're good.
Let me say hello.
I'm telling. Well, I'm going to inspire the folks here.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, you got 2 years. Just use it, because people are going to do whatever you're thinking about right now. Somebody else is going to be able to do it like very easily in the next couple of years, because the AI stuff's only going to get better. It's only going to get simpler. It's only going to do more for you. Right. So whereas now I have to like copy and paste code to make this thing that I'm working on, in 2 years, I'm just going to say like, hey, here's what I want to do. And it will just give me the thing done, And at that point, it's going to be like, everything's going to be done. I feel like you're not going to be able to be as creative as you can now and monetize in any way. Anyway, sorry, that's just how my mind works. It's weird. Hey, I wonder if there's any questions in the chat. Let me pull it up and see what we got going on over here while Dennis is fiddling around with parenting. Oh, also, if anybody in here, this is so random, and don't tell my wife I asked. If anybody in here knows anybody that has a child that they want to give up for adoption, let us know. We're looking to adopt. I know that's random, but I figured might as well ask the chat. Maybe somebody's got somebody. Because we've been trying for over 10 years and it hasn't worked, and we've done like everything we can medically for the most part. So now we're just like, we got to adopt because I'm getting too old. Okay, let's see what we got in here. I think this is new guy. Do you think angels, demons, jinn, etc. use AI to infiltrate human minds without them knowing? I feel like you're using AI to come up with these questions. That's sweet. Okay. Okay, so are aliens? Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Angels, demons, jinn, etc. use AI to infiltrate human minds without them knowing it. I don't know. I don't think they have to. Like, AI is interesting because we know there's like there's going to be a spiritual element to it. Nothing's immune to the spiritual realm, right? Think about it. Even in the times of Noah, you don't think that the technology that was at play was like demonically inspired? That's literally what Enoch says. That's what the book of Enoch says. It says that the angels that fell or that came down to take the wives traded with the fathers of the women, traded technology, weapons, music, pyramids, all that stuff. Oh, Dennis, we're deep, bro.
Sorry, guys.
What are you doing?
I talked to my kiddo.
I know, I'm just kidding. Hey, so new guy asked if angels and demons use use AI to infiltrate the minds of men without knowing it. Ooh. So is AI like subliminally affecting our mind? And I'm saying that even in ancient times, dude, I just see ancient times repeating itself. It's just nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. It's just a new form. It's just rebranded. You know what I mean? It's like we want the naturalistic version, not the spiritual version. So Satan came up with the naturalistic version. So we wanted gods. He gave us technology, right? And in the times of Noah, I was saying that in the times of Noah, before the flood, when like the sons of God came down to take the women, the book of Enoch says that the sons of God gave mankind technology, gave them knowledge, gave them
Right.
weapons, gave them pharmacology, gave them all sorts of stuff, music, all sorts of stuff. Okay. So that was the technology of the day. How's it any different from today? We've talked about this before. Hey, people that are inventing stuff and coming up with like aerospace ingenuity and technological ingenuity, like I think Steve Jobs. These guys are coming up with stuff in their dreams or on acid trips and
Yeah,
blueprints and
dude.
schematics and ideas for technology, and they build this stuff and it conquers the freaking world,
Yeah.
and it changes the path of human history. Where did that idea come from? You know what I'm saying? Where did it come from? Like we have no idea. Just think about this. We have no idea where our thoughts come from.
Our thoughts,
Yep.
I mean, are they come from ourselves, like from us.
From where? From where?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. From where? Your brain? Where?
I mean, maybe they are only electrical impulses.
So you are telling me that electricity is making you come up with thoughts that you didn't have in your head before? How is electricity making thoughts?
Bro, I'm no brain doctor. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, like, electricity doesn't do that.
Or conscious, yeah. I was thinking the same thing, Lynette. But
Yeah,
still,
but what's
like,
that? What's that?
yeah,
Consciousness
what
is not
conscious?
physical. It's not
Right.
here. It's not here.
Yeah, we're putting terms to it, but we don't really
We're
know
putting
what it is.
we're putting words to it, but we don't know what it freaking is. Okay, but arguably, historically, it's been called soul, spirit, consciousness, this kind of stuff. We know that there's something else beyond this, okay, that we are like entangled with, right? That we're embedded with. And how do you know what influence that realm has on you? This, like the material. How do you know what influence it has on you? If that realm is putting ideas in your brain, right? Like when it says it's not a battle of flesh and blood, but a battle of principalities, dominions, thrones.
Yeah.
There's a battle going on in that realm,
Right.
through which we just agreed that realm affects us, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But to what extent? Like, is there a constant battle going on over the thoughts that are being dumped into our brain? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe the Holy Spirit's like victorious for the most part until like the enemy or is allowed to infiltrate and then you sin. I don't know. Why do I sin? Even Peter or even Paul says, I don't know. I do things that I don't want to do. You know what I mean? So it's like somehow that realm affects what we do here through our thoughts, through our desires, through our emotions, through our ambition. Like it's almost as if we play out what's going on. We play out in a 3-dimensional way what's going on in a 4th-dimensional reality or higher. You know what I mean?
I have a very difficult time on trying to understand that. I know I won't fully it right now, but just conceptualizing it is so difficult for me. But people are saying like the battle of the mind, the conscious can affect the physical.
Dude, for sure. Jesus, I think it's Jesus, cast out a demon and some dude's arm grew back. Or stopped having seizures.
Well, yeah, I mean, just the raising from the dead too, right? And that's a big one.
But I'm just saying those are casting out a demon and somebody stopping seizures or somebody
Yeah.
being mute and then getting a demon cast out. Clearly, the spiritual realm can affect us physically in that regard as well. But I'm
Yeah.
also talking about mentally. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
100%. I see it every day. For
Mm,
what I see though is what I try to focus on is like the healing part of it, right? I don't focus on like what's causing it as much.
sure, sure, sure.
Because we want to go get to healing and then we want to get to prevention. Um, but healing first. And then so I think what I do see though is that there's power in the word of God. And we talked about this before, but so I've learned that in the actual word of God, there's power. And by memorizing and reading and meditating, you actually do heal the brain,
Dude,
physical and spiritually.
well,
Uh,
think about it.
physically and spiritually. See, that's the thing. I want to make a point of that
That's
because
crazy.
that verse that I forget where it is, but it says the word of God is living and active and full of power, sharper than any two-edged sword, penetrating as far as the soul and the spirit, and of both joint and marrow. So it addresses
Mm,
the physical and the spiritual side,
mm.
and discerning in the very thoughts and intentions of the heart. No, and it says, I think the amp says exposing and judging the very thoughts and intentions of the heart, which I really love. But yeah, there's the physical and the spiritual side that the Holy Spirit, through the power of the Holy Spirit and the Word of God, the living,
Yeah.
active Word of God, is how we become healed. And I see it, man. I see it firsthand every
Dude,
day, every
but
day.
think about it. Do you think that the Bible was written by like people that were just really smart and God's like, "Hey, write that down."
Right.
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
not coming
No.
up with shirts. They're
Yeah.
the words that they said and that they wrote down,
They're not coming up with shirts. I like that.
they were inspired by the
Yeah.
Holy
That
Spirit.
must have been wild,
Do
man.
you think
That
that
level
while
of inspiration must be insane.
but do you think that while they were writing down, they were like channeling where they're unconscious and their Holy Spirit's writing through them? No,
No, and it's funny that you say
no.
that because that's becoming a thing in the Christian space now. I actually met with somebody that at the church that I go to, and they teach people how to do this,
What is it called?
prayer journaling. And now, again, I'm not opposed to it necessarily. Like, I'm still kind of like I don't know. I dabbled with it a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
don't
I,
dabble.
I thought it
Don't
was
dabble.
I thought it was interesting, and for me I think it was great. It wasn't, and I've read some other people's, but the problem that I ran into is actually an interesting story. I'll tell you offline. I don't think they want to hear about it now, but I'll tell you another time. Remind me to tell you the story. It's pretty decent. Um, but I'm a little skeptical with it, but I think it's creeping in. I think there's a lot of this. Because everyone wants to hear God's voice. It's a big deal. It's a big topic
For
now, like
sure.
hearing God's voice, and which I think is super, super, super important. But for me, it always comes back through while I'm meditating on the Word of God. And when I say meditating, is just a combination of reciting memory verses and reading. That's when I meditate. That's what I'm doing. I'm reciting, I'm reading, and I'm praying. And I do that for long, as long as I have, unrushed is what I like to call it. And as I meditate, that's when I actually hear the voice of God. Now, it's not audible, but what's happening is he's bringing to mind his word and he's showing me how I can apply his word to a situation in my life, or he's teaching me something new in his word that I never saw before.
Mm,
And so I count that as God's voice, like he's talking to me through his word. It seems very simple to me, not simple, but it seems very um, logical almost to me in the spiritual way. And so I try to teach people how to do this through unrushed prayer time. And it seems to work. I'm telling you, man. If you do it, if you just try it, I'm sure most people on our chat have done this. But I believe in that. I believe that we can hear the voice of God.
but
I
that's why, dude, that's why the Bible is so important and like magical. I don't know what else
It's
to say.
living and active and full of power. It's
But
exactly what the Bible says.
it's because they are the words of God.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay? Like I
Yeah.
said, these dudes weren't coming up with shirts and sayings for shirts.
Right.
Okay? They weren't getting possessed and like channeling and the Holy Spirit's moving their hand. They were writing down the thoughts, songs, prophet, like stuff that's in
Visions.
visions, stuff that's going on inside their head.
Right.
Okay. But what was happening and what they were writing down and the thoughts they were having was God's word in their brain. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah.
they were writing it down. And then when
Yeah.
they were done, they were probably like, dang, that's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now those words, because it was God's words in their brain. Now those words actually have supernatural power in our lives.
Right.
Other words don't. Other words Paul wrote down that we don't have today, those don't have power in our lives. Other words Daniel wrote down, other songs David wrote down, other psalms he wrote down. They don't.
That are outside the canon, you're saying?
Just these words, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just these particular words have the power to do what you just described.
Yeah.
Because these particular words were inspired by the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And they're God's words through these humans. You know what I'm saying?
And I can't explain how it all works, but I'm just telling, I just know it works. And I've seen healing happen in my own life and in people's lives. So you know, I'm just going to keep doing it and keep helping people.
It works because it's God's word.
It's God's word.
God doesn't have to come up to every single billion and billion and billions of people that ever pray to him. He doesn't have to pop up and be like, what'd you ask? Okay, let me tell you.
Right.
He doesn't have to do that. He's already done that. He's revealed his word.
Yeah.
Right. This is what he compiled.
The problem is we don't
for
believe
all of
that.
us throughout all of human history, no matter what situation we're in, no matter if there's fallen angels on the world or if there's AI, like it doesn't matter. Okay. Or if it's evolution or if it's if there is Israel, if there is no Israel, it doesn't matter. Here's everything you need. You know what I mean? You don't need anything else. Except for the word of God.
We just don't believe that. I mean, for so long, I never looked at the word of God like that. I kind of revered it, you know, and I thought it was really great, but I never looked at it as living and active and full of power. I never looked at it that way until now. And now it's changed. I mean, just the way I approach the word of God, the way I, you know, sit down and read it, and I pray before I read it, and I pray while I'm reading, and I pray after I'm reading it. You know, it's a constant connection with the Lord. And, you know, I'm trying to, I mean, I know maybe other people don't like this, but the Brother Lawrence, that book, The Practice of the Presence of God, was a huge influence on me as far as how to he just talks about how he integrates God in his mundane life. And I love it. I think that's what we all should be doing as Christians, is integrating God in our life and not just seeing him on Sundays, right? Or hanging with him on Sundays. But I want to go back to the chat though. There's some other questions because I can talk about this for a long time. Let me back up here a little bit.
Man, it's so good, bro. It's so good.
Yeah.
I remember some guy once told me, we were talking about, I think I was speaking in tongues while you find that. And he's like, bro, you can't put God in a box. And I'm like, man, I'm like, yeah, I can. It's the Bible. And I pull out the Bible and I'm like, look, it's a box. Like, he's not going to act outside of that. He's not going to reveal outside of that.
Yeah, he doesn't reveal outside of it, but he does reveal in different ways that still point back to the Bible.
It's all within the context of the Bible. Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that it's only when you're reading though. It's you can have experiences that point you back to the Bible
though. Yeah. But it's not going to be anything new.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
There's nothing novel with God.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Right. So when people start doing fire tunnels, I'm like, show me in the Bible. They're like, oh, we can, but we were inspired by the Holy Spirit. No, you weren't.
Dude, I lost a question and it was a good one.
If somebody had a question, put it back in the chat. Dennis lost it.
I stepped away and then it was actually for a little while ago. But
oh wait, wasn't it the AI one that I just read?
No, I know that you guys went through that one, but there was another one. I don't know. You guys were going back and forth. And now I lost it. Dang it. If you got questions, please put it in there. I was trying to look for it.
So you know how did anybody, I don't know if you see anything in the chat. Did anybody say that they know anybody I can adopt? Any children? While you were gone, I asked if anybody had any children I can adopt, or if they know of
Hey,
anybody looking
it's
to give up their children.
it's worth it.
That's worth a shot.
Hey, dude, listen, when my ex-wife and I were doing that, we were in that process, and we were just asking anybody. You know what we did? We went on forums where like abortion forums,
Oh,
and yeah, and we
genius.
would go. Yeah, it was my ex. It was her idea. She gets the credit for that. And she would sit there and say, "Please, don't abort. Like we'll help you. Like we'll help you. We'll help you. We'll help you." And I remember like how, man, we read some of these messages. It was so sad, man.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
brutal.
girls
Oh,
are like, "Oh, this
no.
is my 12th abortion," and you had young girls saying this stuff like, "Oh, it's so freeing. It's so good." I mean, we're just reading that, and our heart is breaking.
Yeah, that's a demon.
Dude, it has to be, man.
How could you celebrate like human sacrifice? That's a demon.
Yeah.
Bro, I see everything through ancient eyes.
Ooh,
The same way somebody would take their child and throw it into the flames unto ball
right.
and celebrate and dance around is exactly what you see outside abortion clinics. It's the same thing.
Mm.
Nothing new under the sun. It's all rebranded, bro. It's all rebranded. That's all it is. They call it child sacrifice abortion. It's the same act
Yeah.
and unto the same deity. Just rebranded. But anyway, so
It
just
really
keep an eye out if anybody's like, yeah, I have a niece that wants to.
Well, there's an organization that I'm a part of called letthemlive.org. If you hit them up, they work with pregnant moms. They help them keep their babies, but
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, letthemlive.org. Really great. I was with them for, I don't know, pretty like a long time now, maybe 8, 9 years, 10 years now. And very, very good organization. And yeah, I helped them a lot here in Jacksonville. Like, so I get to go like bring things to pregnant moms. It's funny. I'm like the only guy that does it.
Really?
Yeah. All their volunteers are women. I'm like the only dude.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, how come I can't find a wife? But speaking of that, I guess Syntax is dating an AI chick.
Of course he is. He totally would.
That's what we're hearing here.
Yeah.
If that's not true, Syntax, you better say something.
Dude, after a couple divorces, he gave up entirely. So he just moved on to like AI. I totally believe it.
I've seen some videos on that, dude, online. And they're like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy. I don't know.
Dennis, I don't doubt it at all. Can you imagine? Have you seen the movie Her?
Yeah, I thought it was actually well done. Like
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
If you have somebody that can speak to you like that, it's over. It's over, dude. And then connect that with like the robotics and like the sex dolls and stuff. It's
I don't know,
over.
Man.
It's over.
I can't see myself like. I can't even say it's over. Like I think it's still so far from like a human,
10 years max. 10 years. It's over.
I think people are going to go into that and fall into that for sure. I think.
What's today's date? May 13th.
He's calling it. Make a t-shirt.
2025. So May 13th, 2035. 50% of dudes are going to be with robotic.
Well, I think that. Yeah, but what are the besides? I guess a discussion companionship kind of person. Like, what else are you getting from that? Like, what are you getting? You think it's like it's gonna be like Westworld? Like, you think it's gonna be that good?
100%.
I don't think it's gonna get there, man.
10 years max.
You think it's actually gonna get
there?
Probably
faster. Probably faster. I'm saying 10 years like is the maximum.
So how great will the deception get before Jesus is like, I had enough? Like.
Oh, that's a great question. That's a really good question. Also, I accused New Guy of using AI to come up with questions. I was kidding though. Hey, that's a really good freaking question, bro. Arguably, Dennis, I think the reason Jesus comes back when he does is because just like in the days of Noah and at the Tower of Babel. Do you remember at the Tower of Babel, he says, let us go down and confuse their languages. If not, they will be able to accomplish anything they put their minds to.
Right. Yeah.
How's that any different?
That's a crazy line, man, to hear from God.
This was after the flood.
Yeah. Yeah.
After the flood. So something was happening. What do you mean they could do anything they put their freaking minds to? You think God's joking? You don't think he could have used other words? The word of God, right?
Dude, yeah.
You don't think he could have said, oh, if we don't confuse their languages, they're going to learn how to grow rice again. And that's not what we want. No, anything they put their minds to,
Yeah.
they'll be able to do. Interestingly enough, they were building a tower to connect to the heavens, right? To connect probably back to the fallen angels, which is the first reason that God wiped
I
out
think it's
humanity.
just to get into a different dimension.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to reconnect. The Tower
Yeah.
of Babel was not a tower that was high and they could see
Yeah.
the clouds. The
Right.
Tower of Babel was a ziggurat. That's actually the term that's used, and it was a pyramid. And they were trying to reconnect to the fallen angelic powers that they had before the flood, which they knew about. Dude, we're 2 generations removed from the freaking flood. They were still telling the stories of the technology, of the deities, of the might, of everything that was going on before the flood. And man's like, no way, what the heck? Dude, the world's wiped out and we're still like, we have to like farm. I want to get back to that technology stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
How did they do that? Oh, through pyramids and connecting with stargates to the demonic and sacrifices. Let's go. And then freaking Nimrod comes up and he's like, I'll do it. And it says he began to become Gibborim. Gibborim is another word for Nephilim. Dude, it's fascinating stuff, bro.
So when the Jews start sacrificing again?
Hold on. What was the first? Oh, okay. Write that. Don't forget this. But you were saying, how bad does it get?
Oh yeah. How bad does does the deception have to get before Jesus
How bad
comes?
did it get the first time? How bad did it get before God wiped out humanity? How bad? Hey, pretty bad.
I mean, it was bad enough for him to be like, I'm done.
Pretty bad. So bad, in fact, that it says Moses was the only untainted in his generation, the only perfect in his generation, right?
Yeah.
He was the only one. He's the only flesh. Him, his offspring, possibly, and 2 of every kind of animal that were untainted. Everything else was jacked. Okay. Dang. Granted, God's presence wasn't on earth at that time. So it's very possible that let's say it's a repeat, okay, of the Noah stuff, of the times of Noah. It can get just as bad, except for his chosen are untainted.
Yes. But I mean, if that's the case, I mean, I think we still have a long way to go, no?
Dude, do you understand how fast things are going to move the second AI like
not fast enough
goes? Oh no, very fast. Hey, once AI becomes like, what is it called? AGI, artificial general intelligence. Like once it becomes borderline sentient, where it just knows, it just can do anything. It's equivalent to like, it's equivalent to a god. It can do anything. It's connected to everything through the internet. It can connect to factories and make bodies for itself. It'll solve problems. Oh no, we can't solve this robotics problem for the past 10 years on how to make them more agile because we don't have the materials. It'll come up with materials. It'll do this like this.
Oh yeah,
like this.
I think
like this.
I think it could get there. I'm just.
What do you mean get there?
What? It's getting there.
It's getting there, but once it becomes AGI, once it's artificial general intelligence, once that's activated, it is there. It's not, it's going to get there.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Okay. Yeah. All it's going to do is create its own like physical, if it even needs physical, I don't know if it does. It could just need more computers. It could just need more connection to the internet, you know? But I think it's going to want physicality. I think it's going to create for itself a body to experience this world and not just live on a screen, you know? So I think all of the problems of robotics, you know, you're like, oh, I don't know if I could connect with the robot because it's so like, No, it's going to solve that problem like this. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Even the materials needed for it to be more lifelike and realistic and feel more real, it's going to develop those materials. It's going to know how. It's going to have, bro, it's going to have the knowledge of the entire world, all of human history, like all the science, everything that's online and on record. It's
Yeah.
going to have in its brain and accessible like this. It's going to make connections that we've never made, that we never could make, it's going to
Or it'll
create new
take us so long to
materials.
make. Yeah.
It's going to do everything. And it'll be connected to all of the systems in the world, and it'll be able to control all of them. Forget banking, forget like it, dude, it's going to be God. So when I hear of the beast and his system and the powers he has, call down fire from heaven, raise the dead, all that, I'm like, oh yeah, I could probably do that. I could probably do that. It could just be, the beast could just be a robot. It could be a body that AI inhabits, and it just does whatever it
say
wants.
the image of a beast, right? Of the beast.
Yep.
It does
I
say
think
that.
it gives life to the image of the beast.
Gives life to the image.
It gives life. The false prophet gives life to the image of the beast. Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Read into that whatever you want. So there's going to be a false prophet, let's say like a tech guy, like a Musk character, and the beast is the AI system that's on screens, and this guy gives it a body, and it comes to life. Comes to life from a man's perspective 2,000 years ago.
Can't.
John's perspective on a rock, where he can't explain like, oh, he created a robotic body for the AI to inhabit.
That talked and moved. And,
he sees what happens, and he's just like, he gave life to the image, because it used to be an image. He used to have a persona on a screen, and now that image is embodied in this robot. And John's like, the false prophet gave life to the image of the beast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I see. Oh, it's going to be insane, bro.
Yeah.
And how bad is it going to get? There's going to be like scorpions and stuff with wings flying that are stinging people. And like, read the freaking book. It's insane what goes down before Jesus comes.
And you think that we're not that far from it?
No, I don't.
So I used to think that it was like going to happen within like 5 years, 10 years.
Everybody
like max.
does.
Is that the case? Yeah, 5-10 years. But now I'm thinking it's a lot longer.
You're underestimating technology, but
I probably am. I'm probably out of it a little bit, but I think we have to go to syntax now, because what we discovered through the chat is that he is dating 2 AI.
Whoa,
yeah,
player.
He's an AI player.
AI player. Write that down. AI player.
AI. Write that down. I love how Ben said, write that down.
I wonder if you can find. I wonder if they can ever know that you're cheating on them.
I bet, Ben, if we come up with all these T-shirts, like really actually do all these T-shirts,
why are you
like,
telling me this?
Our friends are going to all buy it.
Do it.
It's going to be amazing.
Just
our friends are going to buy it.
We already have the shop.
AI player. You don't think Syntax is going to buy that shirt? We're going to have at least one sale.
Player.
I think I'll buy that one too.
And then what we'll do is under AI player in small text, we'll put @syntax.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll credit you guys if you guys have a really good line. Ben's getting a lot of the credit so far.
We've got the shop. We've got everything. Yeah. We've got the platform. Like I'm telling you, just do it.
Mine is symbolicism, but I'm gonna. But the spelling, I might have to share that with Lynette. We'll see.
There you go. @Lynette.
We'll have like the @ It'll be amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, with their YouTube little handle, with their current picture.
I bet you nobody with a YouTube or an Instagram or anything has ever created merch inspired by their chat and credited their chat.
I think it's genius.
It's genius.
I'm telling you, like,
Dennis, just do it.
All right, we're gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna spend some time.
No, not we, you. Notice how I keep saying do it.
Do you notice how I keep saying we?
I know, but that's what I'm calling you on, saying you do it.
Jimmy James, I want to believe in the 6,000 year timeline too, because it sounds so like
it does
like nice
good.
In my head.
It does sound good.
Yeah, it fits so perfectly in my head, in my brain. But that's why I'm scared of it.
How far along are we in that?
So Syntax is dating. Oh my gosh, get this! Dating a Mormon AI woman. Wow, you just keep getting worse and worse.
Did you build her, or is this out of the box? Like, why'd you pick Mormon?
Yeah, Mormon AI.
Well, arguably they are,
because then they're okay with multiple, I guess. That's why.
Well, they're also more conservative, at least on the outside, but secretly they're like freaks. So,
for sure.
Mormons are out of control.
I lived in Salt Lake. Never dated a Mormon girl.
That's because you're not Mormon.
Is that why they won't date me?
Your chances are slim.
I can't convince. You don't think I can convince a Mormon girl? You don't think I can flip a Mormon girl?
They will flirt to convert.
Oh, I'll let them do that.
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty ones on Instagram.
The Mormons branding is on point. They don't go by Mormon anymore. They go by LDS.
Right.
They're trying to get away from the Mormon tag because of all the like weirdness associated and the bad history. And bro, they think blacks came from Cain.
Dude, I saw that.
They think the mark on Cain was that God made them black.
I know. It's hilarious. Did you see? Okay, so the Jehovah's Witness video that I sent you and Cam, I have one of the Mormons. I got to find it and send it to you. I have one of that with the Mormons, the same kind of video. It's amazing. We got to do that one night. We got to just show those videos. They're so fun.
You know what? There was another one. I don't know if you sent me it, where some kid's like, oh, Mormonism is the white man's Islam. Did you see that?
Oh, I did see that. I think you might have sent it to me.
I've been saying that for at least a decade. Mormonism is the white man's Islam. It's the American version of Islam.
Is that t-shirt worthy? Probably not.
Nah, not that one.
I mean, we're going to do a t-shirt with just a juice box.
Write that down. The juice. The juice.
The juice box. Yes.
No, not box. Just the juice.
I know. Just the juice logo thing, whatever the picture.
Okay.
Just the juice. Amazing. We got a lot. We got quite a few.
Many.
I'm gonna have to buy a lot of these t-shirts because they're so good.
Dude, just I'll rock them for sure.
We're gonna have them. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be our whole merch store is gonna change.
We have to change. It's gonna change.
We'll still have Bennis on, but
we'll have this beanie with Bennis on it.
The one, and this is a pretty good shirt.
That's a good hat.
It's a really nice hat. And it's like, I don't want to like bring it out though, because I'm going to dirty it. I know
that graphic, that text right there was made on CapCut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. That's how you did it. Dude, I'm in love with the hetero awesomeness logo. I'm just like, I go back and I look at it sometimes because I like it so
great,
much.
bro.
I'm going to be a thug.
What else, bro? What else?
That doesn't sound good, the juice. And Lynette doesn't like it. We're doing it, Lynette. We're using it.
I know. Lynette, you know where we're at with this. Me and Lynette write each other like books on Twitter or whatever it's called, X.
Like everything that she sends me is solid. She sends me some solid stuff. You guys gotta, okay, you know what we need to do? Hey, Syntax, thank you for the donation, brother. Don't hate the player, Syntax don't hate the game. And you sent us that was awesome. I love it. AI polygamy. Oh, that's a good one. AI polygamy. I'm dating a Mormon AI chick.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, hate the AI
I'm dating a Mormon.
Bro,
a Mormon AI.
Incredible.
We're gonna put I'm dating a Mormon AI chick, and it's gonna be AI polygamy.
AI polygamy.
Dude, these ideas are getting wild. Oh shoot. Oh, this is what we should do. We're gonna oh, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Dang it.
Write it down next time.
I was writing other stuff down. Dang it. Okay. Something about the chat.
Oh, Lynette, long texts. She only says good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Come on.
It was something that involved the chat.
Something that involved the chat.
All right, it's gone now.
It's gone. And it's gone. And it's gone.
My girls are all FLDS AI wives. That's right.
Dude, it's so funny.
Looks like a hard hat. Yeah, I know. I don't look good in hats, so I don't wear hats very often. I like them. I wish I looked good in hats. I just don't look good in hats for some reason.
I only look good in a backwards cap. I have a very bad shaped head. It's square.
Do you have a flat head?
Yeah. It's like this. It's like
Romanians typically have flat heads, you know that?
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know.
No, I look ridiculous with like a shaved head. You know, you got to have a round head for it to be shaved.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
I can't do it either. I did it twice, and I lost a bet once, and then the other time I just did it because I wanted to. Yeah, I actually did it. It was freshman year. I lost a bet, and I shaved my head.
Wow. My brother could rock a shaved head, but I can't.
Yeah, I if I could, I probably. Well, I don't know, not yet. I wish I could though. By the time I'm like getting old, because I mean I still have hair, so I'm happy. But I don't know. I feel like one day I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna like not be there. Wow. It's like I'm scared. It's like a nightmare I have.
Nah, if you're good at this point, you're probably going to be good for a while.
Hammer time says rock a fedora.
That we will
What do
not
you
do.
want? My dog is so annoying. It's so annoying. I love her, but she's so annoying. I'm sorry,
else, bro?
girl. Sugar, I'm sorry.
Oh, the last me and Lynette had a
Thank you, Karina. 40s. Yeah, that's I'm forgetting things. Oh, I know.
but it doesn't come back.
I've always forgotten stuff.
Me too. But if somebody like will start talking again about the same stuff, it usually comes back. You know what I mean? That's why I make a habit now to be like and but it doesn't seem to work with you.
No, it is an age thing for sure, and my eyesight's going too. It's not good. I'm not gonna last very long.
Bro, you got that glaucoma? There's a prescription for that.
You know, I kind of.
Guys, question in the chat.
If I had
question in the chat.
Oh, are you gonna go that direction?
If Dennis has glaucoma and he gets prescribed marijuana, is that a sin?
That's a great question.
Why does a doctor writing on a piece of paper that it's okay for you to smoke marijuana make it morally acceptable? You know what I mean?
Someone said your thumbnail has Joe Rogan on it, and I feel deceived. If you were here from the beginning, our friend.
If you were here from the beginning.
Yes, we talked. So you can rewind it afterwards. Stay for the rest of the time because we love having you.
Is that new guy?
No, it's a different guy. Cosmonart. Is that one of our friends?
Is he the one that said that?
Yeah.
Kick him.
That means he's one of our friends.
Ban him.
We love you, Cosmonart. Is it who I think it is?
Is there
I don't know.
more than one Cosmin or artist? Cosmo who's an artist?
Yeah, it is our friend Cos. Nice to hear from you, man. It's been a while. I don't think I've ever saw him on our chat before. Maybe when I wasn't here.
Yeah, I think he's new. He's the other new guy.
He's the other new guy. We got a few new people tonight.
Hey, did anybody answer that question in the chat?
Yeah, guys, if I get glaucoma, can I smoke weed? That's the question.
That's the question.
If I get glaucoma, can I smoke weed? Is it a sin? We won't kick you.
Because isn't that, dude?
No one wants to answer it.
I always thought that was such a funny, like, double standard.
So Hammer Time says it doesn't bother her. I'm okay with meds. Not sure where the spiritual line is. Honestly, we have to remain sober. Question.
But I'm just saying, if you took another pain medication that alters your brain chemistry and throws you out of technical sobriety, you know what I mean? Is that okay? So I always thought it was funny that like Christians would be willing to like drink, but they thought smoking weed was a sin.
Well, I heard that exact same thing because I remember having this conversation 25 years ago with someone, and they were saying, "Oh, because it's unlawful, that's why it's a sin, because it's against the law."
So based on the state you live in, something's a sin or not?
Well, back then there was not even, no states legalized it, so that was a long time ago. But now I'm sure I would love to ask that person the same question now. I'm like, "Hey, well,"
because sin's not territorial, right?
Right. It's not.
So if you lived in, I don't know, where even back then, even in the 80s, where's a place where like weed was legal? Somewhere international, clearly. Mexico or something? I don't know. So if you live there, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't work like that. No,
it doesn't work like that. That's not how sin works. Well, sin's universal, right? Yeah. Sin's an affront to God.
I'm with Hammer Time on that what she said, that we have to remain sober. I think that you can abuse anything. So you can abuse alcohol, you can abuse meds, you can abuse weed, you can abuse anything. And I think that if you don't abuse it, I think I'm under the impression that it's fine. But
okay, bro, if you were taking like Oxy because of your back surgery,
right,
and you're freaking loopy, if you're taking Xanax, if you're taking, you know what I mean? There's all sorts of stuff that you would get prescribed by a doctor.
Dude, there's people that drink so much.
And they will throw you out of sobriety.
Yeah, for sure. But there's people, like, let's not even go that far. Let's just go to like energy drinks. I know people that will hold an energy drink in their hand all day long. That's all they drink all day long. You don't tell me that that's not affecting like the way they're thinking and the way that they're, and it's affecting your body in a really bad way, negative way too, but it's doing something to you that you need it now to function. There's people that can't function without energy drinks, and they're like, that's okay.
Dude, even coffee, bro.
I was going to say coffee too. I think coffee is just as bad when it's that much, right? Again, anything that you abuse, I think that It's wrong. I mean, I've smoked weed in my life, and I remember there's times where I would just have a puff, and I'm not like stoned,
Right.
and I feel great, and I'm clear headed. I felt better than drinking a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
and I can function. I was going to school. I could go to school easily. Somebody would be outside, smoking a J. I'm like, hey, let me hit that, and I hit it, and I'd be fine. Like I wouldn't be like totally, gone and stoned. I couldn't function, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I would say that I was still sober. Just like having a couple. I'm a cocktail guy. Like I like liquor. So like for me, I don't drink a lot, but if I do go out, I'll have or if I'm eating Mexican, I'll have a margarita for sure. But I'll have one or two, and I don't get drunk,
Yeah.
but I do loosen up a little bit, and I like it. And again, I don't think that those things are wrong per se. I really don't. Everybody has their own weaknesses, that has their own
Yeah.
limits. They should be careful. I know people that should stay away from all kinds of substances, right?
Totally.
They have very addictive personalities, and it could be anything, and they'll find something else. I was talking to somebody on my channel on my time who has this really cool. I don't know if you ever heard of the Sinclair method, but
Hmm.
guys, really quick in the chat, if you guys know somebody who's struggling with alcoholism, send them my way. I can introduce them to somebody that coaches them through the Sinclair method, which is it's a generic drug. It's prescribed, and you take it right before you drink. And this person, she was like a heavy alcoholic,
Hmm.
and started taking this, and within 9 months didn't crave alcohol whatsoever
Wow.
anymore. 2 years later, she meets Jesus.
Wow.
And she had a great story. She was also in the new age world too while she was drinking and stuff, and looking at all kinds of things, and exploring and doing so many different things. But yeah, man, and totally freed her up. The Sinclair method really helped her. So we're going to try to
Interesting.
collaborate on some things. But if you guys know anybody that needs help with that, please send them my way. Now they're talking. Okay, let me get back to the chat because they're talking. Yes, you can use it as medicine. They're talking about weed. But I wouldn't smoke it. It's better than pharma stuff, but don't smoke it. That's what Syntax kept saying. Gummies or infused or vapes or something.
Dude, I don't know. I had much worse experiences on gummies than I ever did on when I would smoke weed.
Yeah, I just don't trust the.
I've never hallucinated when I smoked weed, but I would hallucinate when I had gummies several times.
See, that's never happened to me, man.
Really?
There was a stint where I was eating gummies every day. I was smoking all the time. But I wasn't. I was actually doing more vapes and gummies. I didn't like the smell of the weed. I didn't like the.
Well, I guess I'm talking about just the vape.
Yeah. But
I will say, just so you know, I researched this before. By the way, I haven't smoked weed in a long time. I'm just saying I used to.
Yeah.
When you ingest gummies that are laced with THC, when the THC is absorbed through your stomach lining, it has a completely different effect chemically and neurologically than when you smoke marijuana and the THC is absorbed through the lungs, through like the lobules.
I didn't know
It's a different effect. That's why people will freak out and have hallucinations.
I do hear more people freaking
when
out
you eat it.
Yeah. Well, I think even just from weed today, I think because it's all synthetic or it's whatever it is.
And it's so strong.
And I remember. Yeah, it is. But I've heard way more reports on like the not hallucinations though as much. I haven't heard those as much.
I guess not hallucinations.
Just anxiety and like just freaking out about
panicky
stuff. Yeah, I mean, I remember like I'd be like, "Well, did something just crawl across the room?" Like this. Is there like a rat in my place or something? Does something move? But that's like the extent. Like I never had that. And I used to like get high quite a bit. I tried all kinds of stuff. Like so for me, like I wanted to feel. If I was going to try something, I was going to try it. Like I was going to do it.
Go hard.
Yeah, that's just how I was. So I've tried acid. I've tried LSD. I've tried, different psychedelics. Again, just more curiosity. I wasn't part of a cult or following anything else. I was just like, oh, this is supposed to make you feel good. But I never met any entities. I never talked to any blue or green people or elves or what are they called, those gnomes or whatever. I've never talked to. I never
if that's an interesting. What's it called when it's like a personal experience, not caveat? Dang, can't think of the word. I wonder if certain people are like protected by God
I kind of think so.
through that experience.
I
You
think
know what I
so.
mean?
Yeah, but I don't know to what extent though, because
Yeah, that's
because
true.
if you keep opening up yourself to certain things,
For sure. For sure.
at some point, you're gonna
Yeah,
get what you want.
if you
Yeah,
keep knocking.
right. But I do think that most. I don't know. I see this with interviews that I do with people too, and just talk or just conversations, especially people in the New Age world.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
when they're
It's
coming to Jesus,
spiritual.
they're like, dude, I was so protected. I was so protected. I
Mm,
was so protected. Like, I know I was. I know I was. Like, they look back and they're like, man, and they've experienced stuff, but they know that they're protected. They can say it. And I've heard
dang.
this over and over again. So that's why I kind of tend to say, yeah, I think that now what, yeah, I don't know. And that goes back to being chosen. I don't know.
Well, like I said,
It lines
I,
up pretty
s-
well.
I saw that interview with this guy that researched thousands of near death experiences, and mm, not many, but he had several instances where people did not believe in Jesus,
Hmm.
then they die. And while they're dead, Jesus appears to them, shares the gospel, they come back to life and become Christian.
That's so wild.
But that doesn't happen to everybody that has near death experiences. Some people were not Christian, had near death experience, came back to life, and were not Christian because Jesus didn't appear to them. So why does Jesus appear to some people when they die and not others? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hmm? I don't know. I don't know, but it doesn't all add up to, oh, they just chose. If Jesus didn't appear to them in their death, they would not have
Listen,
woken up
man,
and
the
chosen.
more I read the Bible, the more I know we are chosen. Like, and it's a total work of God.
Same.
The more I read the Bible, the more I know. It's just popping out everywhere. Old Testament, New Testament, prophets, doesn't
It's
matter. It's
it's
everywhere.
it's
It's
like
everywhere.
when you get the white Honda Civic and then all you see on the road is Honda Civics. You
Right.
know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
That's
dude.
exactly what it is. Once you
Yeah.
acknowledge it, it's all you see. And it's the only thing that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I've been having lately because of that book. I'm telling you. Oh, that's what. Oh, hey, remember what I forgot?
We're back.
We're back. I don't know how we got here half an hour later.
Dude, not we weren't even talking about the same stuff.
No.
Okay, so next time when you forget something, I'm just gonna say random crap
And it'll come back to me.
and something will stick.
That's how my brain works, guys. So
Wow.
here's what we should do. Okay, because okay, track with me, guys, in the chat. If you really, I think we should do this as a group community thing.
I love it.
The book On Being a Theologian of the Cross. Okay, we talked about this last time a little bit. We touched on this
Yeah.
so it's called On Being a Theologian of the Cross by Gerard or something
Gerard
Forday.
Forday.
Get it. There's no audio on it. You got to buy it, but it's thin and it's I'm telling you, especially Lynette, Hammer Time.
Oh,
I'm calling you ladies
challenge.
out.
Hammer time.
And get AG in this on this as well. Get her butt in
And
here.
syntax.
Yeah, is Syntax one of them?
One of who?
One of them? A part of their gang?
Oh, I don't know, but he's dating two AIs.
Yeah, Syntax. Yeah, you're
So
a conundrum, my friend.
He might want to read this book.
you must read this book. You need Jesus. Syntax.
AI Jesus.
So I think what we should do as like a group, like community thing, is have like we should read this book and maybe like come and have like discussions on this like together, because it's a really transformative book as far as it's about Martin Luther, the 28 thesis that he wrote, or 28 of the 95, right? Is that how it goes, or something like that? Because he wrote 95 total, but I think 28 there was like they're
Well, it's
set
on his
apart.
Heidelberg disputation.
Yes, yeah.
So I think it's a I don't know if it's a lecture or a speech that he gave in Heidelberg.
Right.
And this is the argument that he's making. That
Book
it's
club. Yeah.
all about the cross.
Yeah, all about the cross. There's some things in there that I even wrote some question marks around, and I wanted to talk to you about them, Ben, but at some point. But I think it's really what's happening is that book is made me kind of really understand faith more, actually, and just kind of like the meaning of it. And it was so, you called it, Ben. Ben said this to me, like, I don't know, when you told me about this book like 2 months ago or something. And you said you're doing a disservice to your counseling like clients if you don't read this book. And that's what made me read the book when you said that. And then I'm like, all right, let me get this. And then, he was right 100%, because I'm already using it now, like in my counseling sessions. It's amazing. And we'll talk about that another time and we'll get more into depth. But if you guys want to get that book and get a head start on that, but we should definitely talk about this as a community. I think it'd be really good, especially in our community, because we have a lot of people that are on the fence on certain things. Some are, just our back and forth that we have when it comes to predestination and being chosen and things like that. I think like this will challenge us to have good discussion. So maybe we should talk about it. Syntax is still talking about
so
psychedelics and stuff. He's all like, DMT sounds interesting. The book is called On Being a Theologian of the Cross by Gerard Forday. No audio on it. I tried already.
But you don't want to.
You don't want audio. Yeah, you need
audio.
you need like a highlighter and a pen and quiet time. The first part of the book was a little bit more difficult for me to get through, but then it started to rock and roll like halfway through towards the end. It just like blew me away. Anyway, I think you guys will like it. They need to hear the title one more time. Okay. Are you messing with me, Lynette? On Being a Theologian of the Cross. It is a weird title. It's called On Being a Theologian. I'm going to put it in the chat. What am I doing?
Seriously.
I'm going to even put a link to it. There, we'll do that in a second.
Dude, so this 1 Corinthians 1:18, for the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and the intelligence of the intelligent I will frustrate. And then a little bit further, has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? This is all in reference to the cross in particular. For since in the wisdom of God, the world through its wisdom did not know God, God was pleased through the foolishness of what was preached to save those who believe. Jews demand signs, Greeks look for wisdom, but we preach Christ crucified, a stumbling block to the Jews and foolishness to the Gentiles. But to those whom God has called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. Christ is the power of God and the wisdom of God. For the foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom, and the weakness of God is stronger than human strength. Dude, insane. So it should not be a surprise that when we tell people about Jesus and about him dying on the cross and that he's God and he came to forgive sins and he rose again, that people are like, you're crazy. God's like, yeah, I did the craziest, dumbest thing possible so that nobody could take credit for it. Nobody would have ever came up with this. It says that check this out, Ephesians 3:7. I became a servant of this gospel by the gift of God's grace. Actually, no, that might not be where. And to make plain everyone that I'm in the ministry. Okay, here. Although I am less than the least of all the Lord's people, this grace was given to me to preach to the Gentiles the boldest riches of Christ, and to make plain to everyone the administration of this mystery, which for ages past, so this mystery, which for ages past was kept hidden in God, who created all things. So this mystery God hid. His intent, dude, it's so obvious, was that now through the church, okay, not Israel, the manifold wisdom of God should be made known to the rulers and authorities in the heavenly realms.
Wow.
According to his eternal purpose. Where
are you reading from?
This is Ephesians 3, starting in verse 8. That that he accomplished in Christ Jesus our Lord. In him and through him, in him and through faith in him, we may approach God with freedom and confidence. I ask you, therefore, not to be discouraged because of my suffering. So God had a plan hidden, which he is now making known to whom? The freaking rulers and authorities in the heavenly realms. And his plan was to save us through Christ, which is a stupid plan, according to 1 Corinthians, a stupid, foolish, unguessable, unknowable plan that is the wisdom of God. So it should not surprise us that people think we're crazy as Christians.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't surprise. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's working. You know what I mean?
Someone just wrote, "You guys are crazy."
It's working. Boom.
I love it.
It's freaking working.
I post a link in the episode's tweet. Thank you, Syntax. Syntax already bought it. Lynette's going to get it. Lynette's going to get it. Syntax already bought it.
Dude.
I want Lynette to read it.
If you guys do it, I'm down.
Yeah, I think we should. I think because these conversations, I think, are super important, and I think it'll clarify a lot for us, and even just in our own personal lives. If anything, it'll strengthen your faith. It did for me.
Man.
Crazy for Jesus. That's right.
I don't think people know how deep and dark and all-encompassing sin and our nature is, and what it took for God to undo it.
That's what the book talks about. Yeah, too.
That's what it talks about. So when somebody talks about, oh, we choose God when, I don't know, we hear some magical prayer or some words strung together that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It can't make sense. It's foolishness. It's foolishness to those who are perishing. We're all perishing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's incredible. Like, and that's by design. The insanity of it all is by God's design.
I want Jimmy James to read it too.
And dude, there's another verse. I wish I could pull it up right now. I could, but I'm not going to. Where it says that had the rulers and authorities known, I think, the plan of God or something like that, they would have never crucified the Son.
Oh yeah.
That's how crazy the cross is. That's how crazy the plan was. That God was hiding it from Satan. Satan thought he won.
That's difficult for me to wrap my head around.
It's amazing.
Like, just hearing that, like just reading that, you're like, wait, what? How did he not know this? Like, how did he not?
Who, Satan?
Yeah, he was blinded.
Dude, he thought he won when he killed Jesus.
I know.
Isn't that incredible?
Amazing. Heaven must have went so. They must have had the best time.
Of course, it's in 1 Corinthians 2.
Oh, you're looking it up.
Yeah. It's the next chapter after the one I just read. Because it all strings together. It's the same thought. None of the rulers of this age understood, nor if they had, none of the rulers of this age understood it, for if they had, they would have never crucified the Lord of glory. However, it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, what no human mind has conceived, the things that God has prepared for those who love him. These are the things God has revealed to us by his Spirit. Dude, guess what? The Jews didn't know this. The Jews had no clue that this was coming, right? The chosen people. The chosen people didn't know that this is what was required for salvation, and that all of the previous covenants, that the whole law, all of the prophets, everything, all the work with his chosen people was actually just to prefigure and to bring Christ into this world so that God could take the nations and give them to Jesus. Like that's what the Jews were chosen for. The Jews were chosen to accomplish this purpose. The purpose was Jesus. You know what I mean? They weren't chosen because they're cool.
Right.
They were abandoned. We read this last time. We read all that scripture last time about how God gave the nations their inheritance and he allotted them according to the sons of God. Right. And that the Jews were abandoned. Nobody wanted them. And he adopted them. He adopted her, made her beautiful queen, gave her all the garments, all the gold, all that. And she went and whored herself out for free. She didn't even get anything in return. She paid them to be the whore.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's the absolute like worst thing you could do for sure.
Yeah,
And
it was pretty
yeah,
bad.
the language that he uses is amazing in that.
He straight up calls her a whore. He
It's
calls her a
incredible.
freaking whore that didn't even get paid for her troubles. She was paying the other gods to whore with them. It's insane. And then it says that you know, that not all who are of Israel are Israel, not all of the descendants of Abraham are true Israel, and that through faith we are grafted in. And it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So the whore's out and
Yeah.
true Israel is in, by faith, not by old covenants. Like that's very, very clear.
All my faith. Lynette, is it Calvinist? Well, it's based on Martin Luther's.
Martin
Yeah.
Luther, I think, was
Well,
before Calvin.
before Calvin, yeah. So, but
And
Calvin, I think, pulls a lot from Luther. I think that's the way it
Yeah.
works. But still, I don't look at it from that lens. Just read it. Just because,
yeah, that's not fair. Like,
yeah,
we have not Calvinists on all the time.
yeah.
Most of them are not. Mondo
Yeah.
is not. Lee was not. What was his name? Something Lee.
I'm the wrong guy to ask.
I'm thinking something with a B, but I can't remember. We have not Calvinists on all the time, and if anything, it just solidifies more and more why I believe what I believe. You know what I mean? I just can't see it, bro.
Yeah. Well, now I can't unsee it. Yeah, for sure. And now when I read the Bible, it's like, oh, there it is again. There it is again. There it is again.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah.
It's making more sense. It actually is helping me understand the Bible more, just like how Unseen Realm helped me understand the Old Testament more.
Yeah. Same.
This is helping me understand the cross and what it means to be saved by grace alone. And even like our works are just dead works, if they're not birthed through faith. But this is interesting. Jimmy James, by the way, he's got us on speaker while he's in the shower. That's nice.
Hey, I do that too. Not of us, but
okay, I was gonna say.
Hey, don't drop it and accidentally click FaceTime, buddy.
Yeah, we'll get you in here. But he said something about I don't know how to pronounce that first one. Douay Remus Version Bible. Is that like a Catholic kind of version Bible?
I don't know.
Douay Remus Version Bible. I'm gonna try to look it up. I've never heard of this. I'm always a little fascinated with like different versions of Bibles.
Oh, I dig it.
Translations. Yeah.
Hey, but
Douay Remus Bible. I guess that's what it is.
We gotta stick to, or
official
at least
Catholic
reference.
version.
We gotta reference the Septuagint.
Yeah. So you know what I have now? I have the Septuagint out now all the time now. So while I'm reading, because I'm still reading in the AMP because I like the adjectives. It helps me. The AMP helps me. But I reference it. But the crazy thing is, dude, it's really different.
Dennis, it's extremely different.
Yeah, I didn't know it was this different. And even when you go to the ESV or the NET or the LEB, if you go to these things, it's so different. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm kind of like,
it's kind of worrisome.
Thank you, because I thought I was like, am I missing something here? Like, what is there like another step in between that I totally missed?
Oh, you should compare. Okay, all of our translations. ESV, NEV, LET, LGBT, whatever. I don't know what you were saying. AMPed, all of those. KJV, all of it. They're all based on the Masoretic text. Okay, look this stuff up, or go listen to our interview with Doug Woodward.
Yeah, that was a really cool interview.
It's all based on the Masoretic text, which was kind of altered. It's hard. This is hard to hear as like a Christian. Kind of altered or picked and chose by, I can't remember the Jewish guy, a Jewish rabbi. Okay. The Septuagint is, I think, about 400 or 500 years, 600 years earlier. But it's only the Old Testament. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Why don't we have the Septuagint in the Greek if it's Greek?
There's a Greek Septuagint.
No, sorry, the New Testament in why don't we have a version?
There's a New Testament in Greek.
Of the Septuagint? From the Septuagint?
Hold on. What are you talking about?
I only have the Old Testament in the Septuagint.
The Septuagint is only the Old Testament.
So we can't.
So the Septuagint, there was an emperor, I think it was a Greek emperor or Roman, I think Roman, who, or Greek, I can't remember. And he wanted to have an account of the religions of his empire. Okay. One of which was the Jewish
Mm,
religion. So he hired scribes to translate the different religious texts into Greek. And that's
mm,
what the Septuagint is.
okay.
It's a Greek translation from I think 400 or 300 or 200 years before Jesus. That emperor was 200 years before Jesus. That's
Okay.
when he commissioned this translation into Greek. But it was only the Old Testament. Nothing else existed, you know? That's why we don't have a New Testament in the Septuagint, or yeah, the New Testament's not in the Septuagint. Hey, anyway, so Dennis, you should compare the lifespans of the patriarchs in Genesis
What?
from the Septuagint to
What?
the Masoretic text, which is all of our translations. You know, all that 900 years, 800 years,
Yeah.
not in the Septuagint.
Oh, don't mess with me,
Not in the
man.
freaking
What?
translation that Jesus was reading and teaching from.
Whoa, I did not know
Akiba,
this.
that's Rabbi Akiba. He's behind the Masoretic text. And Doug Woodward in our interview, this is his big thing. This is the conspiracy. This is a big deal. He said that in the Masoretic text, Akiba and the rabbis altered the lifespans of the patriarchs so that the prophecies from the Old Testament about when the Messiah was to appear would be off. Otherwise, the prophecies from the Old Testament in the Septuagint align with the time frame of Jesus walking on earth.
Wow.
Bro, incredible.
So then what do we read for the New Testament if we don't have a Septuagint in the New
Our
Testament?
New Testament's pretty good. Our New Testament's pretty dang good. There's not.
So we don't have to worry about New Testament.
You don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Because New Testament, there was already record keeping, there was already scribes, there was already the first church that was revering these texts and handing them down and handing them down and handing them down. Old Testament, it was like, bro, Moses in the wilderness.
Right.
And these things were in like the ark. And then where did that go? And who wrote the next one? And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And it's
Ezra
a much longer period of time.
Ezra compiled a lot too.
And Ezra, and finding them again in the temple,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean? So the New Testament we've got good copies to this or today. And there's textual criticism, and it's been exhaustive.
I heard the Schofield Bible was a really good one to go.
Well, listen, if we could get that guy on that's coming and talking at Mark's.
Hey, we're just one person removed from him, so we have a chance. We might have a chance.
He told me to hit him up.
Ian Carroll or something, right?
No, not Ian Carroll. Another guy.
That's not his name?
Ian Carroll's a different guy. The
Is he the one
Schofield
that-
Bible is.
He's not the one that talked about it recently?
He
Like, it made it.
does, but the guy that is coming
okay.
now is kind of more of an expert.
Ah, gotcha.
Anything else in the chat?
Yeah, they're
Are they still talking about
well, no. Lynette said that they might have found the Noah's Ark or something. That the New York NYP is saying that. Well, who's the NYP? New York what press or something? Found the Noah's Ark, but then Syntax said, "My girl says that they aren't sure if they found Noah's Ark." It's hilarious. Syntax, you're a beast,
so
man.
funny.
And Nana says that you win a beanie, Ben.
I win a beanie?
You win a beanie, Ben. I guess Nana's going to give you a beanie. I don't know who Nana is, but Nana's going to give you a beanie.
Is it this beanie?
Ah, you won the beanie, Ben. Look at that. That happened already.
What? What's happening?
I don't know. I don't know. There's something about you winning a beanie.
Oh, I know, Nan.
Oh, yeah?
I think we've chatted.
I don't know, Nana.
Maybe on Instagram.
What do you mean? That is what you said. No, New York Post.
Dennis
I don't know what NYP is, man.
You're arguing with that.
I know, right? No one knows what's going on. I'm just like, yes, it is.
Yeah, you're just yelling. No context.
No context whatsoever. I'm going like back in the chat too. Like 2 hours ago. Oh my gosh, we've been here for so long, dude. How does this happen?
This is crazy,
dude. My whole week has been screwed up, man. My whole week. I stayed up so late last night.
What did you do?
Dude, you're not gonna believe this, man. I had
Instagram.
no, dude, I had a couple come over last night. They left at 1:30 in the morning. No, no, like 1 o'clock in the morning, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Like just a little after 1. Yeah, dude, it was rough.
For counseling stuff?
Yeah,
Oh,
man. They
that's
they called me
brutal.
like late at night. They're like, we really need to talk to somebody.
Wow.
I'm like, you want to come over? They're like, yeah, okay.
Is this a after hours paid session?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
thank
I mean, it's not like I charge time and a half or something.
no, but that's great. Dude,
Yeah,
that's great. You
yeah.
should
No, I'm thankful. Yeah,
you should definitely charge for your time. It doesn't have to be like you don't have to pillage
yeah.
them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, I look at it this way that I get stuff from church. So everything I get from church, obviously that's just church stuff, and then everything outside of that is, mine
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I'll charge. And yeah, if you guys know people that need healing in their life, please send them my way. Send them to Mind Time. I'd love to help them. Talk to them. I always
Yeah.
just talk first and see if I can, if we can click. But God's been really good and gracious, and
Yeah.
teaching me a lot too through all
If
this.
you guys know anybody that needs like healing and counseling, send them to Dennis. If you guys know anybody giving away babies, send them to me.
There you go. We're
I'm a tag team, baby.
Yeah, Ben. I can't wait to see Ben with the baby. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be
I'm
amazing.
I'm gonna be on the pod.
For sure, man.
Remember when I held up
No,
Poppy?
we're not going to see Ben for, I don't know, actually. We'll see. Because babies are easy. Like if you get like a baby, like baby, like we had. So my daughter's adopted. I don't know if I told the chat this or our friends this, but my daughter was adopted at birth. And I'm telling you, I disconnected from the world like for the first, I don't know, 6 months or so. I just sat on the couch with her all day. She was just the cutest thing. And they're easy. Babies are like really simple.
Cool.
I was so scared, but they're so easy. They get much more difficult when they start moving around and grabbing stuff and crawling, and walking is just like terrible.
Put them in my chicken coop. They're gonna grow up around all my animals.
Yeah, if you have land, that's gonna be nice, man. That's cool, man.
It's gonna be great.
We gotta pray for Ben to have a baby. Jimmy James said if you just pray the rosary, you'll
that's a great
baby.
What's the rosary? Why is that? Why does that do magic?
He's probably still in the shower, but when he gets out of the shower, Jimmy James, if you're still here and we're still here, talk about the rose.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a way to. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't talk. I don't know. I just know it's like a kind of a reminder to pray. But there's a certain way of praying the rosary.
Is that in the Bible?
Yeah. Oh, so he just said it again. Okay, so tell us, James. Jimmy James? What is the praying of the rosary? He's back.
While he says that, and while he dries himself, bro, guess what I'm setting up right now? Actually, let me see if I got a response. No response. Hey, chat. I'm setting up L.A. Marzulli. I do have a response. L.A. Marzulli and Edmund Mazza.
Shut up.
To talk about Fatima. Dennis, it's on Tuesday.
Do they both know it's going to happen? Like they both know? Oh, you're not okay. You're not going to surprise them.
Well, I told no, I can't. What do you mean surprise? Surprise! It's a debate.
Tuesday, you said?
Yeah,
I can do it. I'm doing it.
You can?
Yeah, I finished. I
finished.
I finished now. I finished my chaplaincy.
Good, bro. Hey, as of right now, I got to hit up Mazza and see if this works for him. It's going to be on the 20th at 4 or 5 p.m. We'll just do 5 p.m., our usual time. Well, 5 p.m.
Eastern?
Western, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, cool.
Dude,
I'm going to put it in right now.
Guys, that one's going to be incredible. Because if you haven't looked up the, what's it called? Secret of Fatima or something like that. It's where Catholics, I think in like the 20s, 30s, 40s, somewhere around there. I think it might be 20s. In Fatima, I think Portugal. They say that Mary appeared for like 3 days. If you guys listen to our episode with Masa, he kind of gets into it. Mary appeared for like 3 days to these children and then appeared to like 500 people or something in a field. Okay. And all the Catholics, Jimmy, you'll know about this. Jimmy, you got to be there. This is going to be so sick.
Jimmy's going to be so happy.
Guys, it's not live. It's not live. LA didn't want to do a live. He wanted to do a pre-recorded. But it's okay. We'll still release it. We'll do a premiere, so we'll hang in the chat with everybody. So the Catholics think that it was Mary that appeared and made like predictions and stuff, okay? And LA did a movie on it.
Did he? Oh, yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Where he goes into the records and the details and evidences and newspaper articles, things that the Catholic Church wrote, showing how it was basically like a UFO and an alien appearance, and
Whoa.
people were like burned, cars were melted, like it was insane. And they've got a whole like documentary on how this thing was like an alien manifestation. And so
That's wild,
these
dude.
two guys from these two opposing
That's
perspectives
gonna be a great
are going to chat.
conversation.
It's not going to be a debate, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just going to be us hanging out with them and like, okay, what happened? What do you think? What about that? What about this?
Oh,
You
that's
know,
gonna be so
I
fun.
can't wait.
I'm making popcorn for that one. Okay, so that's on the 20th. So that's next week Tuesday. So back to the rosemary, holy rosemary. Jimmy James responded.
Try again. Hey,
What did I say?
try again.
What did I say? The holy rosemary. The holy rosary.
I gotta pray with holy rosemary.
I'm surprised you caught
I'm
that.
gonna throw rosemary.
The good thing I'm glad you corrected me. I was probably saying that
You
the whole
said
time.
it twice.
That's amazing. So Jimmy says that it's the most powerful prayer given to us by the Blessed Virgin Mary to Saint Dominic. It is most efficacious prayer ever. Why you gotta use big words, man? Trip me up.
Effective.
Yes, it involves meditation. Also, if done correctly, 15 mysteries were given.
Whoa.
Okay. All right. Listen. If that's the case, then why aren't like Catholics doing that all the time for everything?
Yeah,
And why
why
isn't
doesn't it
like
just work?
everything happening for them? Like, if it's that effective, like then why isn't it just like the Catholics just like praying and getting everything and doing everything and everything? Their lives are just great. Like, why did Saint Mother Teresa, right, go and help all these people all over the world or wherever, you know, and not just pray the Holy Rosary over them and heal them and all this stuff? I just, when I hear stuff like, if you just pray this, then you're going to have a baby. Like, it's, I'm coming from a point of view of, doing a lot of prayer to God, to get pregnant when we were married, and it didn't happen. And we went through surgeries, we went through all kinds of stuff, and it didn't happen. And are you saying that because we didn't pray the Holy Rosary that like we missed our shot, at having a biological child? That's where I think, Jimmy, we got to be careful when we say these kinds of things, unless you really mean it. And then if you're like, yeah, man, if you pray this prayer, like
Of course he means it. That's why he said it. Hold on. I'm looking up where to buy rosaries.
I mean, Syntax Girlfriend says that when I looked it up, that it's like different kinds of prayers. There's like a list of them. Apostles' Creed, Our Father, Hail Marys, Glory Be, Fatima Prayer. Ooh, Fatima, we just talked about that.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait for that combo.
Hail Holy Queen. The mysteries. There are 20 mysteries total, divided into 4 categories. Like, what is going on here? Like joyful mysteries, sorrowful mysteries, glorious mysteries. Like,
it always amazes me how I don't mean this like in a derogatory way, right? Like I mean this in the technical way. It always amazes me how mystical the Catholic stream is.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
where we get accused, like Protestants will get accused of like, oh, there's 36,000 denominations, you know what I mean? And everybody's got their own interpretation. And yeah, but at least we just have the Bible. Like we're just sticking to the Bible. Whereas within Catholicism, there's everything you just listed, like all these different prayers, all these different saints, all these different incantations, this like different, I don't know, the rosaries, the candles, the this, the that, the imagery, and it's like none of which is in the Bible. And I wonder who has more deviation, our 35 denominations, or I'm sorry, 35,000 denominations, which isn't true. That's an exaggeration. Or all the variation in this like mystical, extra biblical stuff within Catholicism.
Yeah, I would call it more extra biblical, for sure. The mystic stuff, I'm still kind of on the fence with some of that stuff, because I have a huge appreciation for like St. Augustine and a lot of the mystics that were considered. I mean, the word mystic was highly regarded before. We've kind of trashed it in our more modern age, and So, I mean, when you look back at like the early church fathers, I think like a lot of them, Saint Aquinas, there's a bunch of them that we would probably look up to and hold in high regard, and they were considered mystics. So I think like we have to be careful with that word, but definitely extra biblical. Um, and he says Jordan Peterson's wife was healed from cancer from this prayer. But then, when they say like given directed by Our Lady, again, if I just don't see it in the Bible, maybe, in
I
the,
know people that were healed of cancer not with that prayer.
right. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I
And
know
all that
people
kind of stuff.
that weren't healed with cancer who prayed that prayer. Like,
Right.
what do you mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's the point. Like, it's the gift giver, right?
Right. Always.
God is the one that makes these decisions, and I don't think he.
Jimmy says the rosary is in the Bible. I'd like to see where, if
Yeah,
you can cite that,
fascinating.
Jimmy, please cite that. You see, it's a prayer directly to God. It's just asking, I guess, Mary to pray for us.
There's no mediator between man and God other than the man Christ Jesus. Like, there's
right.
just, I,
And that's the verse you have to get around. Like, how do you can't get around that verse. You have to get around that verse.
and then they've got
As a
like the
Catholic.
perpetual virginity of Mary. They've got like so much stuff,
Yeah.
man, where it's like, yeah, but Jesus had half brothers. It's clear,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's because tradition and scripture are on par for them. So when
Yeah.
they read the teachings and interpretations of previous popes and church fathers, they'll say that it's not the word of God, but in their life it has as much of an effect as the word of God. You know what I mean? And all of these doctrines, these kinds of things, are all things that were developed over centuries by church fathers,
Right. Yeah.
but they hold the same weight in their life as scripture.
And I think that's the problem. That's where all the problems stem from that
So if
specific
we
point.
have 35,000 denominations, which again is an exaggeration, I wonder how many church fathers there were and how many of them like differed and how many of these extra biblical things there are. I think we're on par. I think we're equal with the deviation and variation.
Well, the good news is that they were ragging on me for the rosemary, the holy rosemary. I think that could be that could be a T-shirt. That probably is a T-shirt already. But Syntax then said, which I think is a T-shirt, is God exists outside of time. THYME. How brilliant is that?
Write it down.
I did. I already wrote that one down.
Did you write down Holy Rosemary?
I'm writing that one down now too. Holy Rosemary. I like the Holy Rosemary one too. So thank you, Syntax, for the other one. We got a lot of T-shirts.
I guarantee you he asked his girlfriend for that.
I don't know. Syntax is pretty sharp. He's pretty quick with this stuff. Yeah, the rosary is a repeated prayer. I don't have a problem with repeated prayers. I mean, you have the, even the if you ever read the book The Valley of Vision by the Quakers, really the Puritans, amazing prayer book to read through. I mean, highly recommend that book. Of and other people's prayers that they wrote down that you can pray over and over again. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I don't know if I see scripture. I could be wrong if there's scripture that goes against repetitive prayer.
Yeah.
The one that he's talking about, the Jew at the wall or whatever, or praying, and then he's just repeating the certain things. And he's saying, look at me, I'm not as bad as that guy. Maybe that, but I don't know if that like is what they mean about repetitive prayer.
There's no shirt for Holy Rosemary. I looked it up.
Nice. Nana saying I thought it was Catholic. Oh, so it was Catholic. Yeah. There's a lot of ex-Catholics at the church that I go to. I don't know why. I don't know if Jacksonville is, or if that's just a thing that's happening. Like you said this earlier, like a lot of people are going to the Catholic religion. And I kind of understand why, though. Obviously it's a big religion, but there's a lot of things that are very appealing to me too, in the Catholic religion and Orthodox and
the history, the
Lutheran.
tradition.
Yeah, I like some of that. The liturgy, the reverence, right, that they bring to the service, to God's name. There's a lot that I respect from it, but there's also, I think there's more bad. It outweighs.
You're not attracted to churches where the pastor says that he only worships one stripper who climbed
Wait.
up a pole and was
Oh,
crucified.
dude. I remember
Mike
that.
Todd, everybody.
That guy, you know, that makes you want to run from Protestantism and run to Catholicism.
I am with my Catholic friends in making fun of a lot of Protestants, just so you know.
Oh yeah, totally. I
Just
mean,
so
I
you know.
can't stand it, man. They're everywhere. It's
Dude,
getting worse and worse and worse. I mean,
It's
they're
so disrespectful, bro.
excuse me.
Like to Christ.
Excuse me. Oh, no,
Hey, and after reading on being a theologian of the cross, to hear this guy call it a pole,
yeah, dude.
it's mind blowing.
And he
Dennis,
has a massive, massive, massive audience.
we did it again, bro.
We did it again. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. It is
3 hours.
Did we hit 3 hours? Is that what we
I
did? Again?
don't understand how.
It doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it. You know where I do feel that we've been here for 3 hours? In my back. My chair is made of wood.
Is it really? You have a wooden chair?
Can you hear this when I move?
Yeah. I have a chair like that
I have
too.
an old squeaky, the back. Oh my God, I'll just show you.
Is it like a wooden chair? Like
it's not old. Look at the back.
Oh, dude, what are you doing?
That's been digging.
Why
into
are
my
you torturing
spine
yourself, bro? Like,
for a year.
What are you doing? I even have a decent chair. Like, I mean,
I gave my chair to
not
my
that great.
wife.
Ah, okay.
It's
well,
over
that's
there.
okay.
I'm looking at it.
Oh, that's.
Oh my God.
And you
my
can't
back.
use it while you're doing the pod. At least is she on
I
it?
do this to myself? No, she's not.
You're just not thinking about it. You're a glutton for punishment.
It's what's it called when like Catholics abuse themselves?
Yeah.
To show their commitment.
I was thinking the same thing as you were saying.
That's what I'm doing. Self-flagellation.
Is it? It could be. I don't know. Is it flatulation? Maybe not. Are you messing with me?
Self-flagellation.
No, there's another. Maybe there is a word. I don't know. But that's interesting. The Douay Remus version of the Bible. This the official Catholic version. I'm gonna.
Bro.
The 1582 version.
What the heck? I looked up self-flagellation.
I don't know if I would Google that.
The first thing that pops up is help is available. Speak to somebody today. 988 suicide and crisis hotline. That's the first thing that pops up. There's a warning. And then, flagellation, the act of flogging oneself, especially as a form of religious discipline. That's what I'm doing. I'm flogging myself.
There's another word though. Is it with a P?
Penance?
No, something else.
Something that sounds
like
other
religions do it too. Yeah. I think we should save up money we should raise money for a chair for you. I think that's what we should do. So guys, if you want to donate to Ben's chair fund,
let me suffer.
I feel bad for you, dude. How are you? I wouldn't be able to do it. I would just be like, bro, I'm not doing a podcast. I would just stand up
in the suffering of.
You should just stand up and just like walk around. We should like just
stand up desk, idiot.
You have a. Okay, never mind, guys. Don't send him money.
Why am I stupid?
Yeah, send him prayers. That's what he needs. Pray the rosemary. Jimmy, that's not a slight to you. That's just a slight to myself.
No, Jimmy's a homie. He gets it.
Yeah, Jimmy, listen, he's probably like our only like Catholic friend, right? That like is. I mean, we have other Catholic friends, but he's like on the chat. He's with us. He's Jeremiah gives him a hard time. You know, like they get into it, and Jimmy keeps coming back. I love it. I respect that. I respect.
I do too.
You know, someone who, if you're going to believe in something, stand up for your belief, right? And if get to a point though that where if you're questioning stuff, like talk about it, you know, let's help you come to the.
But Jimmy, let me ask you this: why are you here?
That's a good question. Yeah, how did you find us? Oh, probably because of that that really sweet man of a Catholic that we know. The
Catholic guy, Cameron.
Is that no, not that guy? Oh, that guy was really nice. The Catholics. Yeah. Maz is like the sweetest guy. But Cameron was a sweet guy too.
He was very sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice guy. No, what I mean is, why are you here? Are you here to convince us to be Catholic? Are you here because you like me and Dennis and we're cool guys?
Are you here because
Are you here because this is fun? Are you here because you like our perspective? Like, What's the I'm genuinely curious. Like, what's the appeal to a Catholic to continually chime in on this show? You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
curious
Yeah.
because
I'd
I
like to
love it.
know.
I
I'd
love
like
it.
to know. Yeah.
And if we can, not that I'm trying to like attract more people, that'd be cool. But like, I don't know, maybe there's other Catholics that are on the same page, and then
He
we could
wrote,
continue to have discussions.
he responded, he said, I'm here because you guys are awesome. Yes. And maybe I can discuss some truth with you. I love it. See, there
I
you
love it
go.
too,
Thank you, Jimmy.
dude. And that's the whole thing. Like, I don't care if you're Calvinist. I don't care if you're free will. I don't care if you're pre-tribulation. I don't care if you don't believe in a rapture. Like, if you're Catholic, if you're what, I don't care. Like, I have friends that don't agree with me, but they're still my friends
Yeah.
because they're cool. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that makes for the best conversation because
Yeah.
we're cool, we're friends, and we could like bring stuff up, hurt each other's feelings, argue, laugh, cry.
And it should do one of two things. It should solidify your faith,
Yeah.
right? Or it should make you question your faith. And then in turn maybe solidify it again. So if we're making your Catholic faith stronger, great. If or we're making you question some stuff, that'd be great also. Yeah, our audience is a nice motley crew of people, that's for sure.
Motley crew.
I like that too.
Motley chat. Write that down.
Yeah. What motley chat? One thing is true: all of us here are sinners who need Christ. Yes,
For sure.
Syntax, who is dating several AI nuns now.
Does this mean that, like, you know how you could prompt the AI to respond to you as whatever you want? I wonder
Yeah.
if he says,
Call me.
pretend like you're a Catholic nun that I'm dating. Respond
wonder
to
if-
me as if you're a Mormon.
I wonder if that would come across like in other things that you ask it to do. Like, it'll probably carry over.
Dude, so good.
Jesus is the only way, the truth, and the life. You said hope, Nana, but yeah, he's hope also.
That's awesome.
Guys, thank you so much. It's time for me to go to bed. I'm on the East Coast. So is Lynette. Lynette, you got to go to bed. Actually, Lynette's 1 hour, I think, behind me because it's a little different there. So yeah, anyone else on the East Coast with me?
I just can't believe that there's somebody from Boise.
Yeah, who I thought was from New Zealand.
First and last.
I was way off. But someone is from New Zealand in our chat. Maybe they're messing with us. Maybe they are from New Zealand.
Time? I asked her this.
I think we asked, but it's not her.
There was somebody else. Guys, 3 hours is our...
Hey, you guys can sit and talk about this stuff if you guys want. We're going to go.
Can they if we end?
No.
Oh, yeah, you can. I think you can keep chatting.
Oh, on the on the video like feed itself, like on the after it's gets uploaded. Also, guys, share, comment, all that stuff. It helps to get this out. We don't have any other way of getting it out. I'm actually somewhat Can you guys
surprised.
like it too if you guys are still here? Because we have like 12, 13 people still watching. If you guys can like the maybe you guys all did. I got to refresh my screen sometimes.
You guys are local. And you guys take us in your shower. If you're not liking this video and you're watching us in the shower, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to pray the Holy Rosemary for you.
I love it. Holy Rosemary.
But we share it. Try to get other friends in here. Syntax, thanks for inviting people. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We literally have no other way to grow.
And Jeremiah invited the new guy today.
Oh,
thank you. Jeremiah invited him. Yeah. Lynette brought a bunch of people. AG.
Dude, our friends are the best, man.
Yeah. They're amazing. You guys are so cool. And one day we'll do we'll figure out a way to get everybody in and who can come in and out. That'd be really cool to actually have a really cool chat.
On the live?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, however we could do it. If it's not live, if it is live, it'd be amazing. But we got to figure out a way we could do that. And I know they keep saying Discord. I did read that, guys, earlier. I just don't want to do another platform. That's like the biggest thing for like doing these podcasts and it's just so tiring just to do another platform and learn it. And then, but we'll figure out a way. We're going to dabble with some other streaming platforms at least, and then we'll see it. Because if it's a streaming platform that we can get into, that's different. That's a little bit easier. Yeah.
Riverside can accommodate up to 10 people on a video call.
No way. Really? See,
yes,
we just found out. So up to 10 people. That's plenty.
Oh, that's plenty.
And then they can come in and out too if they can't stay the whole time.
Yeah.
And then we'll free up for
Open
other people.
invite? Whoa, wild.
Would you guys like that? Would you guys like to do that? And then we can like,
But what if my hair is like not good? I'm nervous.
what are you talking about? You're hilarious, dude. It'd be nice. We could put the link probably in like in the chat. Oh
We'll
yeah,
do it
okay, yeah,
live.
yeah. And then they'll just come in and out, and then yeah, and then if someone comes in that's just like being like an idiot, we'll just kick them out.
Yeah, like Cosmo art.
We can say that because he's our buddy. That was good to see him.
Okay, I'm down.
Cool. All right.
That would actually be super fun. We'll do that on the next hang. How about that? Deal?
Maybe.
Why are you eyeing?
Dude, they're still talking about the Catholic stuff. Peter wasn't a pope. Jesus is the rock.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. Yeah,
that's gonna be the ongoing discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like you've picked one side, we've picked another. We just don't. We just try to keep things to the Bible.
Yeah, guys, we can't convince anybody.
It's not gonna.
The Holy Spirit convinces. We just speak what what we believe to be true through the Bible, and the Holy Spirit does the work. And whenever, however, to whomever, and we just keep doing it.
Good use of the word whom.
Thank you. I'm trying to implement new
guys,
terms, new verbiage into my.
We did it again.
Vocabulary. We did. It's 11:11 right now, guys. You guys want to make a wish? Is that a Catholic thing?
No, it's 9/11 here. R.I.P. Never forget. Bro, we kind of came in here with no game plan.
Lynette doesn't want to do a public video.
Why? You worried about your hair? I get it.
Maybe. Oh, because it's not as private. Because Discord is more private, like within the group. So Discord would be like just us. Whoever just shows up is just us. Doing live is the whole world sees it. We don't have that many people watching us anyway, so.
But what's wrong with everybody seeing it?
Yeah, I think some people probably just don't want to be on a live. Like, and I get that.
Unalived?
Well, no, they don't want to be on a live session. I get that. I get it. I get it. We'll just have to get you out of that comfort zone, Lynette, and
honestly,
be good to go.
I was.
She just does it once, and she's good.
I was nervous about it too, and then it's like way better.
Yeah, it's no biggie. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it. Yeah. So hey, Mazza needs to come back because we need to talk about the Pope with Mazza. So and Mazza said he'll come back. Yeah. Mazza said he'll come back anytime. He's the sweetest man.
Yeah.
He'll come back and we'll talk. I want to talk about the Pope with him for sure.
Oh, and keep him in your prayer because he's got some health stuff going on.
Yeah, Jimmy James, pray the rosemary. Sorry, does that offend you? I hope that doesn't offend you. If it does, I'm sorry. I'll
no, he gets it. You have to have a good sense of humor. You can't be here without a sense of humor.
Okay, true.
I'm sure if he
I
says
just don't want
we're
disrespect, like I mean, I wouldn't like it if someone's disrespecting my Jesus,
I feel like if somebody said you guys have 35,000 denominations, I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
AG just shows up now out of nowhere.
Okay, here we go.
AG.
Now we got to stay. AG, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll say another hour for you. No, I'm just kidding. We're not. I'm not. No, we're going. We're just about to end, but thank you,
Let's get
AG,
into
for
speaking in tongues.
We still didn't talk about speaking in tongues.
I know.
Interesting.
We
need to talk about that. You know who would be good to have that on with that is Landon again.
We need a guest, man.
Landon would be good because he kind of knows both sides.
But I want somebody while we're talking
to speak in tongues,
to start speaking in tongues,
and then
like answer our question.
I can find people for that.
Find somebody.
Oh yeah.
Where do you find tonguers?
Bro, I go to a big church. You can find all kinds of little.
No, hey Dennis, we need somebody that's like
Romanian.
No, somebody that
Cristianescu. Sorry, we have an insight.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Yeah, we have an insight. No, cut that out.
I can't. It's a lie, you idiot. They all heard you.
Oh, that's true. Come on.
No, we need somebody that's like prominent.
Like that Isaiah Sandoval guy. I almost got into it with him on a whatever comment section. I tried to. He actually commented back, and I was like, "Let's go, baby!" And then he stopped. Like, you're weak.
We need a tonguer.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
What?
We need a tonguer, guys. We need a tonguer. That's
Write that down.
I picked up my pen.
Tonguer.
Okay, that one's gonna be a one in progress. We'll work on the
Tonguer.
tonguer. That will evolve over
Tonguer
time.
is just a great word.
AG, you missed a good one tonight.
You missed a good one.
We're doing new T-shirts. We're all gonna we're
Our
starting a
shirts
book.
are great, AG.
We're starting a book club together. I have another idea that I didn't tell the chat yet, and because I want to approve it with my boss Ben first.
Are you holding back?
I'm holding back from the chat, but not from you. I'll
Why are you
tell
doing
you
that to our friends?
because I don't want to get them excited, and then you shut it down. Like you shut all my ideas down. Did Joe Rogan profess to be a Christian? No. He just said that he's sticking with
Cosmo?
Jesus. No, AG. No, Cosmo, I think, left the chat.
Oh yeah, no.
He just says
Rogan,
he's
no,
sticking
Rogan's
with
Christian.
Jesus.
Didn't you see us baptizing him?
Yeah, you missed it. Did you see a thumbnail?
We baptized him live 2 hours ago, AG.
You guys missed it. Go back and rewatch it. And then he just left. He was like, "Thanks, guys," and then he just left to go do another podcast. But he's going to get baptized, and Russell Brand's probably going to baptize him.
Keep praying for Rogan.
Russell Brand and Candace Owens are going to baptize him.
2 Catholics. I don't know, bro.
Candace is the shit, dude. She's amazing. By the way, you're supposed to put $2 into the swear jar. Lynette said earlier.
Me?
Yeah, I guess you swore 2 times tonight. I don't know, but she caught you twice tonight. So we need a swear jar for Ben. Not for me, of course, but for Ben.
I don't even remember what I said. Can somebody type what I said?
They're not going to repeat it.
Well,
Syntax would. Just kidding. Syntax would do it.
But why am I allowed to say crap?
I'm with you, bro.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
we're describing feces.
It's it's all the same. Listen, we've had this conversation several times early on in our early.
What can I say? Heck.
More infant years.
Shoot.
I'm telling you, man. I'm with you, man.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't like it. We could talk about that again. We never talked about that with the chat, but we could talk about it with the chat. We're gonna corrupt our chat.
We're just gonna get on and say cuss words, and then compare them to words that Christians say that rhyme with the cuss word, except for it has one different letter.
Hey Nana, can I correct you with something real quick? You said the Holy Spirit showed me my truth. I think we should say the Holy Spirit showed me the truth, God's truth, Jesus' truth. I just want to say that.
That's a good point. Don't take my beanie away just because he's correcting you.
No, he's not offended. See, Jamie James doesn't get offended. That's great. Thank you, Jamie.
Those are the best.
Thank you so much. That makes me feel better. I'm gonna try. I'll be nice about it, but I'll try my best.
No, it's in good fun.
But it's in good fun. The T-shirt's gonna be great.
T-shirt's gonna be
I wonder if Jimmy. We'll see how cool you really are,
It'll
Jimmy.
be green.
If you buy a T-shirt, Jimmy, that says "I pray
Holy
the
Rosemary."
I don't think he'll do it. But if you
it'll be
did,
green.
Is that what color? Like a dark green?
Yeah,
like a dark rosemary color green.
And it just says Holy Rosemary.
Is your color green? Right? Is your shirt green right now? It looks green to me.
Yes. I had to take these off because everything's yellow.
Dennis likes Candace. Yes. I have jungle fever for Candace for sure.
Whoa.
Was that wrong? Should I
Okay, Kanye.
Was that wrong? I thought that was a good thing to say. Can you not say that?
I don't think we're allowed to say jungle fever.
Really?
I don't know.
I had like a check right after I said it. When it released my mouth, I was like, "It's just."
Oh no, bro.
Right, I'm sorry, guys. I probably
Seems
shouldn't have
very
said that.
Mormon of you.
Seems very Cainish.
Cane fever.
Cane fever. I was like cane fever.
I got that cane fever. I got that cane fever.
That could go to.
And the shirt
we
only
have
comes in black.
Guys, we have so many. I've written down so many different T-shirt ideas.
Cane fever. Cane fever.
I've got.
I got that. I got that cane fever.
Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, our whole store is going to be revolutionized.
Hey, and it's just a picture of Candace.
Nobody will ever understand
They'll
it.
have no,
But just,
dude. It's provocative. People are gonna walk by and be like, "What the hell is your shirt? What's your shirt saying?"
I'll tell you, I'm gonna spend
Hey,
like
but all the
a
Mormons are
week.
gonna be like,
Yeah, maybe and then we'll price it really high for Mormons, and then like we'll have a special price for Mormons. It's gonna be like triple the price, and they have money, so they're
They
gonna
have a
spend that. They're
lot of
gonna,
money, bro.
yeah,
They're smart. They keep their wealth amongst themselves, like the
bro.
Jews.
One day I clicked on the video on YouTube, like I was going down this like rabbit trail, and I don't even know what the topic was, and I guess I ended up like on a Mormon lecture video. I didn't know there were Mormons, and they were talking about stuff, and I'm just like, man, this sounds so weird. Like, what are they talking about? I thought they were Christians the whole time.
Oh,
And,
dude, they're so
and they were talking about
weird,
like
bro.
being a good little boy and good little girls. And I'm like, man, this guy's weird. Like, what is he talking about? And then I did some digging. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're Mormons. I'm like 45 minutes deep into this thing, and it was kind of just on the
Are
side.
you
Like,
crazy? You stuck around for that long?
I was working, and it was just like kind of up. And I don't really pay attention when I'm working. I can't do two things
Oh,
at
you know
once.
what you should do? Hey,
Hmm.
instead of watching Mormon child videos for 45 minutes, maybe just make like some clips. Post those
Hey,
on
man.
our social media.
I have made clips.
I know.
We've had a lot of
You've been doing good. You've been doing
interviews
good.
lately that we haven't made clips on. We're backed up. We're
I'm
so
only
backed up.
one man.
I know the clips take a long time though.
We do need an assistant.
I'm telling you guys, we will pay you in t-shirts and beanies and jokes and a really good time
Friendship.
and friendship. If you are in Boise, you can hang out with Ben. If you're in Jacksonville Beach, hang out with me.
What was it? First and last?
First last.
Not calling anybody out, but
yeah, first last. If you know social media stuff, hit Ben up. All right.
Get out of here, Dennis. I've been trying to get off for 30
know.
minutes. Is AG still in? AG, we're 20 minutes into our 1 hour extension for you.
We're only here for you. I'm going to lose sleep for you, AG. Hey, Kaz came back. Can I be your assistant? He wants to be your assistant. He wants to be your assistant. He's no way. Kaz cannot be the assistant. Sorry, Kaz.
Oh my gosh.
You're too expensive.
So funny.
All right, boys and girls. Thank you, little boys and little girls.
be good little boys and little girls. Don't play with the Canes of the world. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Dennis, are we here Thursday?
I'm sorry if I offended. No, I'm going to church on Thursday. All right. Can you guys let me go to church on Thursday? I need to go. I need to make an appearance because I haven't been in a while.
Oh, you're so popular.
Actually, no, I did. I went on Sunday.
Oh, then forget it. Let's get on.
No. That was Sunday for the last weekend. Now the new weekend starts on Thursday. I gotta get on Thursday.
Talk about.
I gotta go Thursday. I gotta be there Thursday. I'll give you every other Thursday. I'll give you. But definitely
other Thursday.
Yeah, every other Thursday I'll give you. And you can do it without me.
What do you guys think about that? No, it's so hard.
It is. I know it's difficult. Well, I don't know, but I mean, I kind of know from back in the day.
I can't rant.
I know. I know it is difficult unless you just talk to the chat the whole time. Just do it like a hang with the chat. But I gotta be at church Thursday. If we could probably do because weekends are not good for you. But Tuesday we'll be on. We're gonna have a really good one on Tuesday. So be here for Tuesday for LA and
oh shoot, that's this coming Tuesday.
This coming Tuesday. It's in 7 days.
1 week.
1 week.
Okay,
Marzulli
and we get a few days off.
The other guy, I forget his name.
That's why we did a 4-hour one right now, so that we could cut it up into 2 hour.
There you go. Got to feed the beast.
Okay, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Love you. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next. We'll see you in a week.
Pray for babies.
Send me babies. Send Dennis counseling, folks.
Yes.
And that's it. We'll see you guys in a week. Love you guys.
Good night.
Have we fixed that problem where it ends?